Arms house to your mum's house. Arms house to your mum's, to your mum's, to your mum's. Arms house to your mum's house. Arms house to your mum's, to your arms house to your mum's house.
What's up, party people, ladies and gentlemen? You are now in tune to Arms House to your mum's house.
I'll bring Arms House to your mum's house.
You know how we do, man. And as you can see, if people watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to see people listening at home. We have the amazing, the incredible Jaz Kahina with us in the house.
Yes.
Salute,
Yes.
salute. Before we started
Inside.
just before we started recording, you pulled out a beer and you told me a fun fact. Like what do they call them now? They call them a
Life hack.
life
Life
hack.
hacks.
A life hack. Yeah, what's that?
So, if you get a wet paper towel and you put it around a drink, put it in the freezer, it gets really, really cold in like 5 minutes. This is like, look, that still
That's
has
a paper
structure.
towel or like a plastic bag?
That's a paper towel. It's now, look, that's iced.
Oh
But
shit!
it cools down your drink really fast. Paper
'Cause-
towel, cold water, wrap it around the drink.
Because I knew
Oh,
that
like kitchen paper.
Kitchen towel.
Yeah.
Kitchen roll.
Well, that's just
Okay.
But in the summer,
Okay.
or if you need to
Yeah.
get a takeaway and they give you a drink, you know, it's fucking warm, bruv. Just
Exactly.
quickly wrap it in the thing.
Mate, we don't drink warm beers, man.
No.
No.
We don't drink
No.
warm beers.
But you know,
I knew the
Drink.
trick. I knew the trick to run it underwater first and then put it in the. But I'm never with the paper
With the
towel. That
towel,
makes
yeah.
sense.
yeah.
No, this
It's
is
going
a
to melt
proper
now,
life
make a nice
hack.
little puddle next to it.
Yeah.
Proper life hack.
Yo, listen, ladies and gents. If just to the people unaware, Jaz Kahina is a hip hop stalwart here in the UK
Stalwart.
and abroad. I love that word. Ever since I learned that word, I've been using it a lot.
What?
It is
So
terrible.
unattractive.
That's true.
It's like a wart, isn't it? It sounds like a wart.
All right, okay. I
It's
just
like
don't.
negative too.
She'll stamp on your head with her Tim's, mother lover, with her second-hand, first-hand Avarex's, mother lover.
AKA
She ain't playing.
Yeah, it's just I hate the word. I hate using the word legend because you are a legend, Jazz. But it gets flung around so much, it's lost meaning now. The word legend.
Yeah, I'm
Everyone's
not
a
a
bloody
legend.
legend.
Am I OG? Can I be OG?
OG.
I like to
OG,
refer to myself as OG.
OG.
I'm a little bit young, but I started young,
Yeah.
so
I mean, yo, we're OGs now, man. It appears. A kid called me an OG
we
the
are a
other
bit.
day.
To
He
some
called-
people, we are. Is
Yeah,
it? Nice.
a kid called me. He was like in early 20s, and he called me an OG. Man, I was like, I didn't know
I
how
feel
to
like the
feel
sign
about
of
it.
when you're become an OG is when you start regulating people. That you become a bit of a regulator. Like,
Yeah.
hold
Tell them to
young
stay
buck.
in their lane.
I just thought,
Hold
right,
up, young buck.
I was like, am I that old now, man? You know what I mean? Now I'm an OG.
Yes.
Now I was like, okay.
We are.
And I've said this on a previous podcast. I remember when I was a kid, I couldn't wait till I was considered old school. I thought being old school is so cool, you know? I don't know why. But
Wow.
yeah. But listen, as we
I
like
used to
to...
pretend I was in the 80s.
Oh,
when I
yeah?
was a kid.
Well, man,
Yeah.
if you guys...
Whoa. You used to pretend you were what?
In the 80s. When
Yeah?
you were saying about wanting to be old school. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to ask. Obviously, it's rude to ask a lady her age, but like, you were born in the 80s, no? I was born early. I was born 1980.
Yeah, 1984.
Ah, okay, cool. All right, beautiful.
1984. Oh yeah, I
1981,
wasn't
baby.
exactly sure how old you guys were.
Mm.
So it's good to know. I'm glad we've
1981.
laid that down.
So I'm the oldest. Okay,
Well, now I
so-
feel young.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You little
Yo, I just need to point out, look how professional Jazz has come compared to like anyone else that we've had on when they're like still plugging in their headphones and shit.
straight.
Jazz has got her mic set up. I don't know, I can see like all the stuff in the background.
These
Yeah.
are
Big
these
up
are in
T's
a waiting
RIP
room
and the Wayne's World stuff. This is the waiting room.
for the
I wa-
wall when I
Yes.
finally do it,
Ah,
to put things.
okay.
They're waiting.
I asked her if she
Okay.
put. I thought she'd put the Wayne's World poster there just because we'd spoken about it last podcast. Remember?
Yeah,
with
she's
the
not a
eye
big
for
fan,
detail?
mate. She's not a big fan. She doesn't.
I've
care. She doesn't
listened
care
to
about that.
every single podcast, but I did already have this. It's a original 1995 poster, actually. It's...
Incredible.
Yeah, I already had it. Obviously. Swing. Swing.
Yeah.
I'm not talking.
I see as well. You've got a Falling Down poster. That's one of my favorite movies, man, of all time.
Yeah,
Michael Douglas, Falling Down.
this is
That's
like how I feel for like 70% of my life.
yo.
Michael
Mate.
Douglas.
Mate, that is
Incredible.
so strange.
What? Why?
Jazz, I've messaged you on Instagram before just to say that I think we're fairly similar, and just you putting out that mental stability kind of nutsness, and then you're putting out that kind of poster, just like exactly the same.
But I'll tell you what,
I feel like that like 90% of the time. I feel like that today. I had the worst day ever today.
But I'll tell you what, another reason why I love that movie is because when I was 14 or 13, I think it came out. Like early, I think 93 or something, 94 maybe, early 94. Anyway, I was going to the cinema with my mum, and I saw that was in the movie cinema. And I was like, I want to see that. And we went to see it. And then obviously at the beginning, it tells you the rating, and it's a 15, that movie. And my mum was like, I didn't tell my mum it was a 15. And we got in, and she got mad at me because it was a 15 film. But anyway. It was an incredible movie.
I like films where anyone flips out. So, like 187 is one of my favorite films. You know 187?
Yeah.
Of course, I haven't seen it in a long time.
Anywhere someone fucking loses it is like a sick film.
So you like what's his name? Adam Sandler movies. I swear he flips out in every single movie. No, okay. He did
not that kind of flip out, like real flip, like the way that guy Michael Douglas gets out the car at the beginning and just lows it and leaves his car on the motorway and just bops. You know what I mean?
This teacher kills his student, like flipped out, not oh my god, I'm so angry.
Is it Samuel L. Jackson in that film?
Yes.
That's
amazing
it.
Performance. It's like he's such a good performance. Like
I
he's
need
so
to
believable.
go back and watch that.
That is a teacher that will fucking kill you. He just switches, but I guess I relate to it.
Well, I mean, movies are a bit of a release, things that we can't do in real life, or certain things. You kind of watch these movies, and I got a soft spot for. I mean, I don't know what this means about me, but I got a soft spot for revenge movies. Where the whole film, someone's getting shitted on. They're getting shitted on, and they go for revenge, and then they win at the end, and you're like, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that shit, man. But listen, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off with a song, an oldie of Jaz Kahina's, a song that introduced me to her, because the scratches on this tune are done by DJ Thor, a good friend of mine.
Big up DJ Thor.
DDS.
I chose the cuts, by the way.
Ah, okay, cool.
Did you?
I didn't know that.
That's how controlling I am. It's like, two cuts, but here are the samples.
Here are the ones you can use. Do it correctly.
Ones. Not the one that tests up as this man finesse.
But I'm sure, I bet you Thor was happy about that as well, because that's like, he's racking his brains trying to find cuts. But if you presented them, he just has to concentrate on the cuts itself.
Yeah, exactly. And he did a sick job too.
Because he's a perfectionist. I've been around there. He did cuts on a track that I made for Flip Tricks. Yeah, sorry, little plug there. A track called Alignment off his last album. Nice. And I was at his house. We were there till 6 in the morning. I turned up maybe 9, 10 o'clock. We were there till 6, just so stoned, and I was drunk and just sitting there waiting for his cuts, because I knew if I left him with it, they wouldn't have got done. I had to sit there and go, yo. But anyway, so we're going to kick off with this. This is a DJ Slademan presents Jaz Kahina featuring Agalah. The song is called Gone. Agalah is a big MC from New York, man, like one of the pioneers, man. But let's get into this track. Let's go.
And now, boom. Jaz Kahina, Agalah the Don. Listen. Forget the glamour, the pounds ain't my target. I'm out for the crown, so I'm spitting the hardest. We need an army to counter this garbage. I brought in the Don to see what we can salvage. We spit it rowdy from Brooklyn to Hackney, with beats and 16 that will blow up like Acme. We tag team, create verbal emergencies. After this verse, there's no doubt you'll remember me. I spit with energy, bring out the challenges. Jaz and Agalah will damage your average amateur. The grammar handle a barrage with a paragraph, and laugh at him off slip from gangster to gambler. The dream trampler, a blagger to a talent lift, a fake swagger habit. I am lyrically a saboteur. The rap barrister, quick to cross-examine ya. Bait up your game and I'll expose your avatar.
Definition of a real estate. The one that does up possess mad for this.
Jaz Kahina, Agalah the Don.
What's your definition of a real estate?
Method Man. 9.
Yes.
KRS-One.
always get the upper hand. Collab with Jaz Kahina, my flow is meaner, off of the meter. The propane campaign leader. I spit fire and ether and turn it to brimstone. I'm on Mike in his prime, you suckers Larry Holmes. To the pinnacle, I remain cynical, giving your ears some real hip-hop to listen to. When it's all gone, you rely on the dawn. You can make it rain, but I'm the eye of the storm. I make you shed blood, children of the corn. The day that the purpose is the day I side with the Lord. Grew up around drug addicts who love static goons and stay tatted. Spanish ladies with black magic, G's shooting automatics, letting your skull have it. It's a little bit of chaos, homes here, I cause havoc.
What's your definition of a real estate?
When the dress up possess mad finesse.
Jaz Kahina, Agalah the Don.
My little baby voice.
What's your definition?
That was before my voice broke.
There's another verse to that as well, so people go check that out. It's all available
Thanks for
on
not playing it.
Jaz Kahina's YouTube and all that. What memory comes back to you when that tune? Because that's a wicked link up, man. New York, UK.
Yeah, that was the first video I ever did. So the first like proper single I ever released.
Okay.
Which was kind of egged on by my husband at the time. Actually, I'm still married.
Oh shit!
Who you know my husband.
Yeah, we all know him. So can we say no?
Yeah, of course.
Twisted, right? Who's DJ Slademan? I don't know who that is. Is that American guy, DJ Slademan?
No, he's not. He's I think he's from Peterborough actually. But I met Slademan through Scribbler from Terra Firma.
Of course.
Scribbler Dangoff.
Yes. So my husband went to school with Scribbler. And I'm a massive Terra Firma fan, innit? And he was like, I'll ask Scribbler if you go studio. And, Nick's a bit more outgoing than me in that way. And Scribbler's like, someone's fucking wife. Here we go. Fucking wife to the studio. And then he's like, you're good, innit? So I recorded that with Scribbler. And then Scribbler knows Slademan. He's part of them guys. So that's how
That's how you got down.
Yeah,
Who was
exactly.
the MC? Who was the MC on the track? The other MC?
Agalah, the Don.
Agalah. He's from the Diplomats, and he was down with. He's from Brownsville, so he's down. He's from that like the heart of New York, man, and that sound that was coming out of there at the time, and from the '90s, from the early '90s.
He got smoked. Jaz, you smoked him on that.
Yeah.
I was talking to Maddie the last podcast.
Yeah.
No, you definitely did. He was trying to cram in too many words and trying to fit them on the beat and stuff like that, your cadence, and there was a lot more rhyming from you. For me, I'm an MC who likes that kind of stuff. And I just
I like Agalah's verse.
It was better from you. Yeah, it was good verse, but he had to rush some bits in when he was trying to fit in Jaz's name, and he had to, when you have to catch up with yourself before the bar ends.
Yeah.
I've never liked that. But you smoked him. For me, you smoked him. And I was chatting to Maddie last podcast. I don't know if I'm shouting. Let me take an ear off. I was chatting to Maddie last podcast about female MCs, especially in England. Like I've never liked any.
I heard.
Never liked any. There was a girl called Decay. I never liked her. I've never liked anyone. And then when I started hearing
DK from Don't Flop, the one who used to battle.
yeah, she was the definition of like getting a bollocking from your missus.
No, she.
And then, but I don't know her. But I can't even allow it to enter my ears. It's like a mad headache. And I find it mad whiny and not very good, not very good rhymes and stuff. No flow, no confidence. You've got all that stuff.
Yeah,
that's where when I hear you, I'm like, holy shit, this chick can spit, motherfucker.
I think the thing is, it's the same thing with guys. It's just that there's so fucking many of them.
Yeah.
Then if you kind of like, comparatively look at how many women and the percentage of them you like, it's probably kind of similar.
No,
got hundreds and hundreds of guys rapping. There really isn't that many women to reel off,
That's exactly what I said. That's what I said on the last podcast.
Exactly.
That's what I said in the last one. I said there wasn't that many of them. You know what I mean? So of course, the percentage of decent ones are going to be less. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what also happens is that there's pros and cons to it because you're scrutinized more because you get noticed more. Whereas if you're a guy, it's just like, I'm some shit guy rapper, I don't care. You're not really going to... Yeah, you're not going to linger very long to hate on him. Because it's a woman, you're over-scrutinizing. So like, it's another woman doing it. Let's see if she's any good. And you have these expectations or these hopes or whatever it is. Yeah. So it's like you're more visible, but you're more scrutinized at the same time.
Especially in like this kind of hip hop, like boom bap hip hop kind of flex. Like there's that girl, Lady Leisure or Leisure, I don't know how you say her name. Like Lady she can Lisa, spit like a mother lover. Like she's got.
But she boom bap hip hop.
Confidence and man, she's like rap. kind of does rap, and I don't know if she does grime.
She
or
raps her
came from
fucking
that.
ass off. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
her
she's
delivery
very good.
is absolutely perfect. Like,
Yeah,
I
very,
always-
very good.
she
You
But
know
I don't
started
like
off
anyone
from-
else.
Nah. I tell you what, female MC, I mean, there's so many now. There's Jean Grey, there's Bahamadia, there's we mentioned Lauryn Hill last time. I mean, there's so many. But for me,
Yeah, but in England,
oh, in England, yeah, it's
Yeah.
even fewer
I
to
just
come
barely
by.
fucking listen to anyone, to be completely honest.
who's that girl that used to?
No,
there used
I
to be a
loved-
girl who
I
came
loved-
to open mics.
No, Wildflower was great, but the Nottingham accent used to bug me. I don't care if you're male, female.
Yeah.
Notting Hill, for fuck's sake. Nottingham.
I used to like Temper.
Temper was
I'm
dope.
Temper. I flip with a beat like skits. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but there
Lil
was
Sims is
a
sick.
Lil Sims.
Who?
I keep hearing about her. I've not
Lil
really
Sims.
Little Sims.
keep hearing about her. I haven't.
I mean,
haven't gone
to
into
be
it.
honest, I don't really like take an interest because they're women. So I don't really like
No, yeah.
seek out women rappers to like per se. Really, I
Mm.
suppose.
Let me just
No,
get
nor
this
do
out.
I. But if you're good, you're good. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
If you're whack, you're whack. And if you're kind of like, there was, I'll never remember these people's names. But I've just always thought, like, what are you doing? Like, why are you even holding the mic? It's just
If you're
Not-
if you're
not like a
really
diss,
good,
no
the
point.
thing that makes you stand out will be something that enhances. So like, there's lots of times where I can. There's lots of times where I realise what I'm doing is original, and it's easy to be original because I'm a woman.
Mm.
So I feel like there isn't that many women that, for example, manage to almost have like suggestive content which doesn't really come across as sexual. And I know you haven't studied my bars or whatever, but I know I'm doing it. Not doing it on purpose, but
No, I see
I
what
just
you mean.
noticed this stuff that like I'm being suggestive or I'm being sexual, but it's not sexy somehow.
yeah.
And like there's just not that many, like, you know, like kind of nuanced or
Yeah,
like
it's not a deliberate
tongue-
attempt to be like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, give a sexy message.
Yeah,
no,
there's
I
all
feel- I
these
hear
like
you.
complicated things that are just waiting to be
Yeah.
like filled, like boxes, not waiting to be filled. I don't know how to explain it. Where I'm just like, I find it weird that no one really does this or no one really does that. Like, to me, not that it's
But
obvious.
that's a skill in itself, noticing that stuff and going for things like
Yeah.
that. That's a separate skill in itself, man. And you're completely right. Now you mention it, you're right, because that was another thing that kind of got on my nerves, and I think I mentioned it last time when we spoke about it. Like with female MCs, they were either just being really masculine and like copying dudes, or they were overtly sexual. Little Kim and Foxy Brown, even though they're dope. You know,
I like to
both.
encompass the whole spectrum.
It's like, you know, you wanted to find just a normal person, you know what I mean, talking about their life. Like, that's why I loved Lauryn Hill, because she wasn't overt, even though she's gorgeous and of course she's sexy,
But you know, I've got
she
a
rapped
theory about why people like, why men like certain types of female rappers. I
Okay.
think the male gaze struggles with viewing women as not necessarily as equals, but someone they can look up to and rap if they're too feminine or too sexually attractive. And I think Lauryn Hill, even though she's attractive, like, men didn't see her in that way. And same with Queen Latifah, where it's like, I'm uncomfortable with her because she's not like too sexy.
Yeah. Do you think it was because she
Look,
was...
I think Megan Thee Stallion is fucking sick. She's like fucking Eazy-E, but if Eazy-E could fucking rap his ass off.
And
Like,
she
she's
had-
fucking
and he had- and
sick.
it's
But
if
she
Eazy-E
gets
had-
so overlooked because she's too sexy. No one's looking. People
She's
are-
like Eazy-E with a big bunda.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
But
true.
men
But
don't go,
you think
"This
she's
man's
good at
being
actual
masculine."
wordplay and rap and
Yeah, she's
wordplay
fucking
and
hilarious
cadence
as well.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Because, like, I myself struggle to find female rappers I like, and I don't try and like them on purpose either. But her, I was like, if you listen to like a freestyle, she like fucking raps. It's like, it's quick, it's really like, it's technical, and it's good. Like, she's really good.
Does she
fucking
write
can't rap
her...
like that.
Does she write her own rhymes, though?
I don't know why she
That's
wouldn't.
the thing. Oh, okay,
She's
yeah,
a
maybe.
spitter. She's like somebody who's just got mixtape, like a kind of local spitter. She's not like a...
Okay.
She's
'Cause
not
I-
like a, you know, a plant or like a kind of pop act. She's
Yeah, okay.
like done the groundwork.
Okay, cool.
I hear what you're saying, because there's a flip side to that as well. Because as soon as she came onto my radar, as soon as I instantly thought, nah, like
Yeah.
ignored it straight away
Yeah.
because of the flex that it was on. So I just assumed Maybe it's the wrong assumption. Obviously,
Yeah.
it was, but I just seemed like nah.
But if you look at all her fans, they're women too. Most of these female
Hasn't she
rappers,
got a tune called Whack?
most of their fans are women.
Is that her?
That's Cardi B.
But
Who
featuring.
isn't. She's not.
See,
a,
that's
she's
the
not a
thing. Me
rapper.
mixing them up and stuff like that.
Oh, is
you know
she
what I
on
mean?
that tune? No, it's her and Nicki Minaj, isn't it?
No, I think it is
No
Megan.
idea.
I think it is Megan Thee Stallion on WAP. I'm pretty sure it is. It's not Nicki Minaj.
A lot of the big tunes are so awful. I don't even like fucking listen to them. But like Meg's like rap stuff is good.
Okay.
But like what I was saying before is that if a guy is being ridiculously hypermasculine, that wouldn't annoy you. In fact, oh, that's funny. Oh, he's cool. Oh, he's edgy.
Exactly.
So if you
Maybe
think about
one-
it, a lot of this stuff is rooted in misogyny. And it's not an accusation because it's just the kind of, what I mean by that is it's in the collective consciousness, this root, where it's like I was saying, you're hyper-analyzed and you're hyper, you know, you can't help hyper-analyzing something that's out of the ordinary, whereas the guide, it's already written. It's canon already, the hyper-masculine guy being an idiot.
Yeah.
It doesn't
But
get...
the older you get, I think you're absolutely right. And I think when I was younger, I would look up to people who were just rapping about being a bad man just for the fact that they were rapping about being a bad man. And now when I look at kids' rap videos and they're like having a zoo, make sure they've got the zoo in the video and they've got 100 man behind them and where it's dark, but the car lights are on, you know what I mean? And I got my arms and that. Maybe it's because I'm old and bitter now, but I'm just like, yo, do you know how many of these videos I've seen? So you lose that kind of respect for anything like that of, oh man, another kind of bad man rapper rapping. That's the problem I got with that other scene of what they call rap. Because everyone's chatting about how much flake is on their scale, how much dough there is. Some woman is shaking her ass, and you're like, yo, it's literally been going on for 30, 40 years now.
And there's also nothing new about the way they're doing it. Like there's certain rappers.
No, exactly.
Say the same
man,
fucking
exactly.
thing. It's fine. Rap about what you want, but what is going to make me find that? Am I going to find it funny? Am I blown away by your flow? Like, do I get your personality through it? Well, who are you?
A perfect example of this is Pharoah Monch, when he was in Organized Confusion. Obviously, at the time, in the late 80s, early 90s, a lot of gangster rap, all this stuff, but they came with that song Stray Bullet, where they're talking about guns and shooting and all that, but they're talking it from the perspective of a stray bullet that ricochets off a car and ends up hitting a little girl and killing her. You know, and it's like, it's just an ingenious, original way to do that. And you mentioned that Nas, you know, he talks about it from the perspective of a gun, you know what I'm saying? And like, there's different ways to do this shit, you know what I mean? Like what do they say in movies? There's only like 4 actual stories, you know, there's the hero's tale, there's this and that, but it's about the original way that different directors and writers approach those stories, you know what I mean? And
and in a like less serious way, for example, this is something I miss. Like a story about a woman or Linky Woman or something, and it's a Beatnuts. It's called like Story 2000.
Yeah.
And he's doing the woman's voice. He's like, hola. It's
really?
fucking funny that he's doing the woman that he's chatting to. It's just fun. Like I'm just like plain stupid, at least, you know, like anything creative. Yeah.
And I tell you what, as well, it's really interesting to see now the MCs that we loved back in the day, and obviously in the 90s and the 80s, you know, obviously there was massive amounts of misogyny and, you know what I mean, and sexism and all that in the raps and homophobia, you know what I mean, especially. And then now seeing, like, for example, Sadat X, in the song Punks Jump Up to Get Beat Down. Yeah. There's a bit where he, you know, he calls the gay guy an F word. You know what I mean? We all know the word. I don't want to say it. Yeah. And but now when he does it live, I saw him in an interview, and he says, "I changed the lyric now when I do it live. I don't say it."
Bless
and
him.
Like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying, oh, give him a medal, but I'm just saying, like, you know, you're seeing
I'm not
people.
sure if I'm feeling that. I'm more feeling.
You want him to
when
shout that
Snoop
F word
Dogg was
in
on
the
the radio.
Fuck it.
Have you seen that clip with Snoop on the radio? And the radio host is saying to him, "Yo, back in the day, you dropped Doggy Style. How do you feel now about the way your lyrics came across? Would you change anything?" And he's like, "Hell fucking no." You know what I mean? No way. That's how it was back then. That's how it was back then.
But Sadat X, he didn't apologize. He wasn't like, "I'm so sorry."
Yeah, but he's like, "Oh, I changed the lyrics because I want to be down with the left wing crowd. I don't want to get left out."
No, he didn't say that even. And Sadat isn't like that. He's just like, he just had a change
but that's
of
what
heart.
it means.
But if you were gay and you went to that audience, it might feel a bit uncomfortable. Like everybody's shouting that. So
But is
maybe
it-
he's
but
doing
isn't
Just
that
about
reason.
as just about as uncomfortable as it feels as a white man at any hip hop concert back in the day when everyone's screaming, "Yo, sing the lyrics, mine!" And you're like, "Yo, I can't say that word here. I can't say
Yeah, but
that
it's not
word
a
here. I can't
word
say that
against
word
you.
here."
It's not a word against your demographic, is it?
Yeah, it's
Like,
true.
No,
But on the
what
flip
about,
side, I find it.
women like when they said the bitch, bitch is bitch,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't see why I need to be more what's the word, sensitive to gay people than to women who are also obviously gay. But I do sometimes get a chip on my shoulder about that, like, oh my god, that was homophobic, and I'm like, hello.
I mean, look, I can.
Women are
There's
so good.
other offensive things that are apparently fine, but like,
No, exactly. There's loads of double standards, and
total
it's just
double
like
standards.
what's in the ether at the moment. Like you said, what did you say? Like what's happening at the moment now. The LGBTQ and homophobia and all that is a big subject. A lot of people talking about it. So changes get made when there's so many things that have problems,
Yeah.
and then
there's always a pushback to that. People
yeah,
don't like it.
exactly. But yo, listen, we got a lot of tunes to get through today, so please let me play the next one. This one was not recommended, but I asked Jazz to suggest a couple of songs for us to play. And she's already said she loved Terra Firma. And I'm not even going to introduce this song. This song needs no introduction. All right, here we go. Hopefully it plays.
We come for murder, pussy hole in here tonight.
Shout out Harry Love on the beat.
Mister, them can't test Klashnekoff. Man figure murder on you tonight. Pussy hole for dirt.
This is such an ill lyric.
What? K, lash your ass, Klashnekoff. I split you in half like a gun blast from Lennox. Hotter than flammable rocks from the manor where man are animal, yamming you like fox. Expert slush. We specialise in handling cops with man's hatching and planning plots, looking to jam in your spot. But their stamina's not up to par, get ripped apart like red Rizla. This is terra firm, dog art, state of the art. But tell them jankros to stay in the yard or get stabbed with a stake to the art. I'm trying to walk a straight path, but don't know say it's hard. Sick thoughts of flinging on mask and killing your clerk. Keep running through the back of my head like old dance steps. Get dropped on your doorstep like Dando. Many man ran brang cause my nang flows better than Taliban, still ban shows. Spit flows over Bangra. Spit so cold, make you shock out like it was soca. Terra firm takeover. Take you through the mind state of a tortured soldier who tells tales of unspeakable horror with lyrics lethal like Bora. Leave you leaking on the floor, star. That's why I don't watch no talk. I read auras and books written by forbidden government authors. Infiltrate your border like ITM reporters, then return with the slaughter. Captured on camcorder, I'm trapped in a damn corner. Chatting to Pandora about boxing a man for her, but she don't know me. Klashnekoff, that black cunt from out of Stokey. Banana boat, mango munching monkey. Kick off your door like Jumanji. Dash you off the 28th floor like it was Bungie. I want the blood clean. Yeah, it's murder. When man test the terra firma. Murder. Rays getting buried in suburbia. Murder. Man starting rock to make a earner. It's murder. Murder. Them man can't test the terra firma. It's murder. You'll find your body buried in suburbia. Like tech man for fucking Tina Turner. It's murder. It's murder. It's murder. I'm not ready to die. But
What an incredible fucking tune, man.
Yeah,
There's
but
a
every
reason
verse
I chose this tune.
Yeah, go on.
Reason I chose this tune, I had a little Twitter thread about it. Should have brought it up. Anyway, I claim that this is the biggest UK hip hop anthem we've ever had.
Ooh.
That's my claim. This is the
the
biggest
big-
UK hip hop anthem we've ever had, and nothing will ever be able to do that ever again. Underground, biggest
ever
underground
again?
anthem we've ever had.
Oh,
You know,
I don't
Darren,
know.
you're from Hackney, aren't you?
I'm from Hackney. Yeah.
Are you brethren with him?
No, I'm not. But like I said, I'm a massive Terra Firma fan, and I think they're possibly one, like the three of them, Scribs, Kaiser, and Clash together. I don't know if anyone can really beat that.
You know,
I find it hard to say they could. I did let out a chuckle when Ray Vendetta tried to agree that that Triple Darkness were better than them. That did make me laugh. But
Did he say that? Did he say that?
Yeah.
I didn't remember that.
Someone said we're like terrified, like we're better. He was like,
Oh,
I
no.
was like,
He was talking about. No, that's not what he said, man.
don't think-
I remember
I think-
what he said now. He said, no, there was no one else rapping like that kind, like his brethren he had a brethren, and he said there was no one else rapping like that kind of, like that kind of Kalashnekoff
They
thing.
did it better. So just
Yeah.
don't even try it.
No, he said there was no one doing that because it was all going into that kind of high focus kind of style. There was no one
He
rapping
literally
like
said Terra Firma.
Kalash
Whatever it was,
and
he literally
Terra
said.
Firma.
No,
I'm gonna rewind it.
he
I
bigged
swear
up.
to
Yeah,
God,
you
he
need
said
to
that.
listen to that again.
He definitely bigged up Terra Firma. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He wasn't. Yeah, he wasn't.
No,
yeah,
no, no, no.
of
He
course.
wasn't. He wasn't cussing them.
He wasn't like, yo, I
I just
shit
really
on those
spat my
boys.
drink out because no.
But I tell you what, I could probably
At
argue.
the levels, he was
I could argue a couple of UK hip hop tunes that, I mean, that is. Don't get me wrong. It's a humongous, massive fucking tune for underground hip hop. You know, it's definitely up there without a doubt. But I would argue maybe just off the top of my head, I would say "How's Life in London" by London Posse. You know what I mean?
Maybe before my time, but when I was in the club, Murda would have way more people rapping along and on the dance floor.
Even today, if it was a UK hip hop night and they played Murda, everyone would go nuts. If they played How's Life in London, everyone would go fucking nuts, man.
That's true.
I don't know if they would go less or more nuts.
No, I agree with Jazz. If you played it now, Murda would kick off the dance.
You know what? Murda maybe...
No,
Murda does because everyone knows the lyrics. Not everyone knows the lyrics.
The thing is, it's Aggie. It's Agalah. Everyone would just start fucking punching each other.
Yeah.
The Life in London is a bit more, not jiggy. you know what I mean?
No.
It's a little bit more feel good.
And it's harder to sing along with. It's harder to sing along with that Murda track. It's got all the ad libs by Kaiser. Murder them, you know what I mean? Bomba car, you know what I mean? In the background, everyone can sing along with those bits, and it just elevates it even more.
Yes.
Yo, I was. Go on.
I was going to say the chorus. Murder. It's just so simple and so like you're in a church or like in a cult or something.
And also,
has he got that? Is Murda got that rhyme when he says, "So take time, my rhymes take life, like take nines and I take Y." Some guys who flex their chest size.
No, I love that 9 millimeters times 9 millimeters times 9 millimeters from your spine. Oh my god!
I was doing a show back in the day when I used to do a show. Doing a show in like Nottingham or Manchester or something, and Darren came on and me and Chess had already finished, I think. Yeah, he was whatever. We were backstage waiting, and he came on to do that. Yeah. And I'm like, "Yo, he's doing this on his own, man. Like, why don't we go out and like?" And everyone's like, "No, he's doing it on his own." And because it was so aggy, I said, "Shut up, rude boy," and I just bowled up to the stage and did the Kaiser backings. You know what I mean? To like these bunch of students in Nottingham, and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to allow this not to happen." You know what I mean? Lick your ass, Klashnekoff, you know what I mean? It was fine, man. It was fine. We put
I've seen Clash get annoyed on stage before. He's not the happiest bunny on the stage.
He wasn't happy on that set, and I took it that he was like a bit like, "Yo, this is a bit dry, and I'm on my J's." He didn't really want to be there at the beginning. So yeah, that was. I remember doing
his whole vibe on the stage.
I saw him. I saw him do that live at it was a Grenfell Memorial thing at Jam in Brixton. I think it was organised by Rodney P. And he came on stage, and all of them were on stage. I think Skinny Man, Task Force, everyone was playing at the show, and they were all on stage. I was there with Akit. Salute Akit. I'm not going to burp in the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Easy.
Oh, there she is.
Yes,
the Akit canvas, the Akit throw up, baby.
Yes. Man. But it was incredible. And Ty, rest in peace, was there as well on the stage. And the thing is, one thing I noticed, because I videoed it and I got it, it's on my Instagram on the Soda and Fresh one. And because Ty is like super positive guy. He's like not stop the violence, you know what I mean? Like he's one of them dudes, you know, and he's a beautiful man for that. And that tune is just so aggy, and even Ty was just getting aggy on the stage as well. Like, murder like that. And I was like, yo,
I love that era, man, where we used to all be a bit more violent toward one another, because it was like, it was violent, it was love.
Yo,
it was all love, man.
You know what? That's perfect thing for something I want to talk about. Yeah, I got it in my little notes here. You know,
but wait. Before you move on, I just want to say, what estate are you from? And Don Grammar.
Yes.
Carhine, Don Grammar, and reveal what estate are you from. For me,
notables.
London bangers.
You know,
only notables. Murder's still kind of.
Yeah,
you know
but yeah.
for me, for UK classics, I got to big up Jest High Plains Drifter, man. Like, I love that fucking tune. Nah, that's a big tune. Nah, that's a big tune.
High Plains Drifter, man.
Yeah, had to resist that.
But you know, Clash has more. Paradise before you die.
Yeah.
Nah, Zero is my favorite
Fucking
Klashnekoff
yeah.
tune.
I
That's
really
one of my-
Really?
miss.
Zero's your favorite?
Zero. And leave your life. We went up. No, that was Murda.
That's
Sorry, it was
different.
fucking. Nah, what's that? Nah, what's
If you
the
don't
one?
know about that, my friend, then your number is
It's
zero.
I love that
In
tune.
Colorado.
And he also,
yeah. That you called Fernando.
A lot of that is taken from Sizzle at Kalanja.
Yeah,
Yes. I was gonna say I
exactly.
proper miss
But that's genius.
the era where our music was like black music, very influenced by black music, by dub and reggae and everything, like Roots Maneuver, Clash, like all these artists, and like I do miss that.
There was
era.
a time in the 90s where it was a necessity on an album, on a hip hop album, you had to have the one kind of like a reggae, not reggae track, but like a reggae artist spitting on the chorus. You know, obviously Top Cat with Biggie, you know, that one, Ghetto Hot Red, whatever it was called, that tune.
Oh, and Dynakin and Method Man. I'm not
yeah,
Method Man.
Mad Lion,
Biggie.
Mad Lion,
and Biggie.
Mad Lion.
Oh, that era.
Yeah, I'm talking like everyone.
Mid 2000s.
And even
mid 2000s had it again though, innit?
Is it?
I feel like mid 2000s had a little,
maybe,
like Jamrock and all that.
Yeah, that's true.
There was a massive
Damian Marley.
influx, and also dancehall had the early 2000 dancehall era was sick.
Yo, do you remember a group called the Bush Babies? Da Bush Babies.
Yes, I mean,
Remember
only really in a kind of rings a bell. I don't
remember
I
don't remember the lyrics.
That's such a good impression.
You remember the tune though?
Yeah, because you pulled it off.
Yeah. I love that group. I don't know what the fuck happened to them, man. But that tune, Remember Way by the Da Bush Babies, was a dope one. They had a reggae. It was a crew of MCs, and they had one guy who just used to pop in and go, "Oh, we'll go Wagwan," and do the
Do you remember Junior Reid? I think he did a tune with Wu-Tang or someone, or Redman. One blood, one blood, one blood. I did a tune with Junior Reid, man. I got the 7-inch, and he signed it. I should dig it out.
And I swear Barrington Levy did a tune with Shine. Remember the guy Shine who used to...
Babylon come and tell me that. All right.
Yes. Big. No, I'm sorry, Theme. That's cultural appropriation. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't say that. Bye on up. Yeah, you can't say that either.
Yeah.
You know
No. What you were talking about the back in the day just being just way more Aggie, man. And I'm sure it's, obviously it's Aggie still to this day, but I remember back in the day, I was just remembering school days and when there was a fight after school. You remember them days where, I'm going to fight you, but after school, we're going to fight.
Yes.
And in our school, there was a little park up the road. So you used to walk down the street, cross the road up there, and there was like a little like rose garden bush, like a park type thing. And everyone used to just like when there was
used to fight in the rose garden.
Yeah, exactly. And
we were so agitated. We're fighting in the rose garden.
No, but in this one, in Hammersmith,
young boys.
In Hammersmith, it was down
into the roses.
Down in Hammersmith. Yeah. And I think it was called the Rose Garden. I'm pretty sure it was. And I don't think even there was any roses in it.
How many times did we say Rose Garden?
Yeah. And then anyway,
prickly thorns.
So we're in there, and I remember it was a thing at the time. I want to know if you guys heard
Where's
about
this
this
in the rose garden.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
All right.
And no, people. If let's say one guy was smaller and one guy was bigger, and the bigger guy is going, yo, let's have it, I'm going to fight you. And the little guy's not going to fight. And it would get to a point where the big guy, to satisfy himself, if they weren't going to fight, he'd be like, kiss my shoes. Do you guys remember that happening? I remember that happening several times.
In that specific rose garden.
No, not in that specific rose garden, but
I remember Jazz being in having a zoo with Jazz in the rose garden back in the day, seeing people kiss people's shoes. I remember.
You don't remember that shit?
No one remembers this shit.
No.
What are you talking about?
Where people would be
kiss
like,
my clocks.
They'd be like,
kiss
okay,
my clocks.
Yeah, or lick my shoe, or kiss my, in front, just to humiliate people. You don't remember that shit happening? Oh,
that's
man.
fucking fucked.
Yeah,
I
it's
would have
really
rather got
fucked
beat
up.
down than do that, man.
Sounds a little bit
I'm saying. I
sexual,
never, but like whenever
almost.
I saw someone do it, I'm like,
Yeah.
just get
I'm
punched
surprised
a
the,
couple times.
the lads were advocating for that, to be honest.
Just take the beat down.
Mate, it was really weird, but I remember it happening, man. I'm telling you, look, people in the comments, they're going to leave comments. They're going to say that they witnessed that shit as well. It wasn't
No,
just
they're
me.
going to say that sounds exactly what would happen in the Rose Garden. Kiss my shoes and we'll all go home now. You know what I mean?
All right, fuck you guys. Let's move on
then
to
the
the
next
next
day,
track.
he kissed
yeah?
my shoes.
It was weird, man. But listen, I want to play this tune. It's Jay-Z. One of his older songs is called Feelin It. I think it's from Reasonable Doubt album. Check it out.
Oh, nice tune.
Yeah.
You chose this, man.
I chose this one, yeah. Well, I got something to say afterwards. as well.
16 forever. Rock a block, Rockefeller.
I'm feeling it, feel the back,
Keep it real in the mood.
feeling it, feel the
Marcy.
legs pushing up on the
I'm
sand.
feeling
it, feel the high that you get from the line. If you feel it,
I keep it realer than most, I know you're feeling it. Crystals are nice, I like the toast, I keep on spilling it. Bone crushers, I keep real close, I got the skill for this. On my back, the flyers closed, looking ill as shit. Transactions illegitimate, cause life is still a bitch. And then you die, but for now, life, close your eyes and feel its dick. Since diapers had nothing to live for like them lifers, but making sure every nigga stay rich within my cipher. We paid the price to circle of success, they turn my mic up. I'm about to hit these niggas with some shit that'll light your life up. If every nigga in your clique is rich, your clique is rugged. Nobody will fall cause everyone will be each other's crutches. I hope you fools choose to listen, I drop jewels, bust it. These are the rules I follow in my life, you gotta love it. Jiggy jigger looking gully in the joint. If y'all niggas ain't talking about large money, what's the point?
I'm feeling it, feel the back, feel the top of my way. Feel the legs pushing up on the sand. I'm feeling it, feel the high that you get from the line. If you feel it,
Even if it ain't sunny, hey, I ain't complaining.
Oh, that's enough of that. That's enough of that for now. So what I wanted to say, a lot of people, they put Jay-Z in their top 5. Yeah. Personally, I'm not a massive Jay-Z fan. I think he's great.
You got to think about what you're about
No.
to say, man.
Okay. So this is the point. Obviously, guys, get ready because I'm going to ask
You don't have to be a massive fan.
I'm going to ask you your top 5s, all right? But I'm going to ask it in a different way.
I would be on the fucking Ask Your Top 5 episode, wouldn't I? I fucking hate top 5s.
No, but me too. This is the point I'm making, yeah? I hate top 5s because it's so subjective, obviously. You know what I mean, yeah? But I've worked out a top 5. Whenever anyone, if I ever get asked what's your top 5, I always go objective or subjective. That's what I tell them. Yeah, because objectively, I got a top 5. Just like if I can get rid of my emotions and my personal feelings of what I think is dope, and try and look at the bigger picture objectively of what I think is top 5.
That's
Jay-Z.
not my issue. My issue is I wake up as a different person every day.
Me too. When it comes to subjective,
We've all got that problem, Jan's waking up with a different person every day.
But that's what I'm saying. That's with subjective, yeah. Objective for me, it doesn't change.
Why would you want to be objective about art that you appreciate? Why would you want to do that?
Because I'm an idiot. I don't know.
I'm throwing out there. Why? Why would you want to be objective?
Well, I don't
Very
know.
good question.
Because I have personal preferences that I like, and a lot of the MCs that I like, most people probably haven't heard of them. Yeah. So on that level alone, yeah, no, fair enough. But I'm just saying, like there are
I get
people.
it. I get it.
So for example, like for me, objectively, say someone is great. That's why Jay-Z is in my objective top 5. Yeah, he's done many albums, and they're all great. Like, you know, they're all above mediocre. You know what I mean? At least, and his success throughout the years, album sales. Because a lot of people, I never got that when people say, "Oh, album sales are the bar on what makes someone good." No, it doesn't. But objectively, for a top 5, you have to make some sort of an impact on the culture.
Like that's just taking out the "my" of the question. That's just changing the question to who do you think the top 5 rappers of all time are. If you say what's yours, that's the bit that's making it objective. I mean, subjective.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
if you want it to be objective, then you just take out the your or the my bit, right?
No, exactly. But when I see people arguing about I'm like, you're saying your top 5, so why argue that their top 5 is shit? It's like, no, it's their fucking subjective top 5. But you see it all the time, people arguing about. I'm like, it's subjective for fuck's sake. Why are you arguing about it? That's his favorite fucking top 5. Just live with it. It's not it doesn't affect you in any way. Yeah. But I see people arguing about it all the time, so that's why I'm like.
Yeah, but they argue about it because there's
yeah, exactly.
I think there's certain people that feel that they're an authority because of the kind of input they've had or the amount of time they've,
No, some people are
researched or
some
spent
people are.
in the culture. And yeah, they are. And I think, but some people are and don't fucking care what someone else's top 5 is. Some people, I guess that's where that comes from. Where like, but you don't know what you're talking about because I'm like a proper hip hop nerd, so you don't know what you're talking about. Which I can imagine feeling like that.
There is that.
I don't
there
because I'm
that.
not a hip hop nerd. But if I was, I can imagine maybe feeling like, I don't know. I can't imagine caring.
Yeah.
There's definitely that. But then there's definitely the case when someone puts someone in their top 5 who isn't better than like Nas, you know what I mean? And then you can just say, yo, he's not top 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because even not coming from that Billy Big Bollocks, like, oh, you don't know nothing, mate. I've been doing hip-hop since like fucking, you know what I mean? But there's still like, yo, that he shouldn't be in there.
No, but
people put Lil Wayne in their top 5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
like it wouldn't like affect me emotionally, but I would disregard that person's opinion a bit, I suppose. In general, like, so you don't know what the fuck you're on about.
I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Lil Wayne, but he's done a lot of fucking stuff, man. And he's just, and I think the reason why I'm not with Jay Sean especially, and we fucked up last episode, man, because when we were talking about Jay Sean and Camel J, and then we brought up Birdman. Yeah, put respect on my name. I didn't put respect. I didn't put respect on Camel Jit's name, man. I fucked up.
Yeah.
I should have
100%. 100%.
I definitely didn't put respect on his name. But listen, yo, on my if you ask anyone their top 5 and they don't mention KRS, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, and Rakim, then they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, man. That's
not true, man.
Man. In the
top 5 what? Top 5 MC? There's MCs that body some of those MCs. No, bodies all of them.
But the thing is, they all got their style from one of those 4.
Yeah, but that shit doesn't mean you're top.
It's like that.
It's the root of the tree.
Work like that.
It's the root. It's the
That's
trunk.
like saying your favorite authors or film directors have to be like the founding fathers of cinema.
Yeah. Or your favourite singer is Pavarotti and nobody else, bruv.
Pavarotti. Fuck Pavarotti. No. For me,
Celine Dion or nothing, bruv.
Let me explain myself.
She came first, Barbra Streisand.
How old do you think Celine Dion is?
Let me explain myself. Listen, the trunk of MCs.
All things getting serious would have been much
listen.
funnier.
Listen, the trunk of the tree. Yeah, all MCs ever. Yeah, if you're going to go the evolution chart of like all the MCs, they all got their styles from those 4 people, man. And then I add Kool Keith to that top 5 because
but that doesn't mean those people are better.
I'm not saying they're better. I'm saying they are the
top 5 means the best.
No,
the best,
and the thing
not
is,
the person who planted the roots. The best.
But to be in the top 5 is
the apples.
One of the biggest factors of being in the top 5 is the influence you have on the culture. Yeah. You can be in look. There are.
That's just
have you heard?
Status.
Okay, have you heard of MC Paul Barman? Have you heard of that?
Me
guy?
and Paul go way back, bruv. Me and Paul
real.
in the bar.
For
Barman
real.
Paul, mate.
Have you heard of Paul Barman?
He's in the Apple and Mushroom every weekend, bro.
Listen, this guy is from New York, yeah? He did an album with Prince Paul, yeah? The guy from Stetsasonic, the legendary who did De La Soul, he did all the stuff. He did an album with Prince Paul, yeah? This guy is a geeky, white, Jewish guy with a Jew fro. But the reason why Prince Paul saw because this guy lyrically, he does like 4, 5, 6-syllable rhyming in his tunes. Like his talented at rhyme. Like this guy, he rhymes whole sentences.
I do 7.
I'm just saying No one would put him in his top 5 because he's great at rhyming words. You know what I mean? Yeah?
Yeah,
Like,
they would, bruv.
Rhyming words doesn't put you in the top
If it's the
5.
top 5 MC.
Yeah, but no one's heard of Paul Barman. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, this guy, I've never heard anyone rhyme. Obviously, I've heard rappers better than Paul Barman. I'm not saying he's the best MC. I'm not. I'm just saying he's incredibly technical and good at rhyming. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it doesn't make him the best MC because he's great at rhyming. You know what I mean?
No, like what I quite like to do is just like how much they've emotionally
invested. What? Sorry,
my thing just cut out.
I thought it was just me. That's good. Okay, cool.
No, I heard it drop out. But like, it'll usually be stuff you listen to in your teenage years because it's just what affects you the most, and that's how I judge my top 5.
Stays with you for life.
I don't really do like. I get why you do the objective thing, but for me, I'm just like, well, you're asking that question to find something out about me. So I'll tell you the 5 MCs that affected me the most, I suppose, because that's more interesting too. Like, do you know how many times I've had to hear that? Like, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care.
I'm really disagreeing with Maddie on this, man. Man. I've never disagreed with you this much, but I'm completely disagreeing. It's like Jaz said about the other example she made. Like, you could make it with cars. So, like, what's the best cars in the world? Is it it's those old kind of bangers with square wooden wheels because they were the first ones that come out.
It's
That's
not about
cheese,
first.
bruv.
It's not about
That's
first.
all mess.
There was
your
Grandmaster
equation
Kaz.
is
Listen. There was Grandmaster Kaz. There was Melly Mel. All incredible MCs. They came before KRS-One, but they're not in my top 5. All right. The reason why I put those specific dudes in top 5, KRS brought the edutainment aspect, rapping about ill shit, but also talking about educating and freeing your mind, blah, blah, blah. Cool G Rap was the multi-syllabic rapid flow, but gangster as fuck. Yeah. Big Daddy Kane was the ladies' man. He was smooth with it, you know what I mean? But he rapped in a really cool way. And then there was Rakim, who was just a fucking standalone man on his own. You know what I mean? He didn't swear in any rhymes. He didn't fucking do anything like that. He was, 5%, you know what I mean? All that stuff. But he was just killing it with the rhythms. And everyone after that took a piece of that from those 4 people. Yeah. And then the anomaly, the mutation was Kool Keith. He came out around about the same time, maybe earlier a little bit. And he was just on another thing altogether, rapping about aliens and rapping about stuff before anyone was doing that, Doesn't make him the best rapper, but anyone who did that afterwards got inspired from him.
But your top 5 and the best rappers are actually 2 different questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
you don't necessarily enjoy the best rappers in the world as much as you do your top 5.
So, actually, what's the question? Is it best rappers?
No. I want to ask you guys, you know what? Fuck the top 5 thing, because I hate asking people that as well. And I don't want to ask you top 5. I want to ask you...
Especially not after that.
Exactly.
Cool G Rap.
You bet. If you don't say that, I'm going to take you to the Rose Garden right now. We're going Rose Garden. We're going Rose Garden. If you don't mention one of those motherfuckers, we go Rose Garden.
Maddie. We're
going to lick my flip-flops, yo.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Lick the Crocs.
Straight up. Okay, look.
All my friends from the hood say, they all laugh about KRS-One. They all think he's like the worst. They can't understand why people talk about him. So there's like that kind of
but they don't know
rap
shit.
is kind of
sorry.
Well, some of them are the best rappers I know, like Josiah Matrix or whatever. You know what I mean? But they would never, ever rate KRS-One.
Really?
But you're coming at it from like this education standpoint, like I'm
a hip hop scholar, man.
He's done something different. Yeah.
No one was doing that.
But
shit
he's definitely not a top 5 MC. You know what I mean? Who's going to beat him in a battle? Busta Rhymes or KRS-One? KRS-One's not even turning up, bro.
Yeah, what type of battle? Freestyle? Is it if it's a freestyle battle?
Any battle whatsoever.
Nah, KRS
Personality, freestyle, verse, lyrics, 16s.
Rose Garden.
Garden stompage.
No. KRS-One would fuck Busta Rhymes up. I'm sorry. And
There's no way,
I tell you what.
This is my last podcast of all time.
He might teach him something.
Listen, I'm not talking about like verses. If it was a verses, then okay,
Kind of thing.
like I kind of get it. Yeah.
But freestyle, you've seen the Stretch and Bobito stuff. You've seen all that stuff. Man.
Yeah, and I've
Busta
seen
can freestyle
KRS-One
like
as well.
a mother. Yeah, he does that kind of, yo, it's KRS-One. I'm here to represent everyone. They're the Don.
What do you think?
That's
What
how
does
he
Busta Rhymes do?
freestyles.
What does Busta Rhymes do in a freestyle?
Mad funny, mad lyrical, mad different kind of
Many
stuff.
people
I can't do it because I'm not
is
Busta Rhymes, but I
terrific.
can
It
do
is kinda different.
That's the difference. I could do a KRS-One style freestyle easily.
KRS.
I can never do a
this
Busta
style
Rhymes.
in music.
Nah,
Oh,
listen.
use this type of
Nah,
style
nah,
when
nah.
I choose it.
Yeah.
South Bronx is one of my favorite songs, by the way.
Which one?
South Bronx.
South Bronx. South Bronx. Listen, and KRS-One isn't even my favorite MC, man. But and listen, and Pharoah Monch would shit on KRS-One. Pharoah Monch is my favorite, yeah. But I tell you now, look, okay, I'm not going to say this with much confidence because I don't know these people, yeah. But if you went to Busta Rhymes and said, "Yo, you got to battle KRS-One now in a freestyle battle," Busta Rhymes probably go, "Nah, mate, I ain't doing it." I'm telling you, man.
There isn't a person on the planet that exists for.
Did you see that T4 in the park where Busta Rhymes was just dropping all the M-bombs and it was live and it was like 4 p.m.?
Oh,
I can't remember what year it was. So fucking funny. It was that Break Your Neck. It was that one. And he was just
Break
like,
your neck. Come on.
just total dirty version.
So
T4.
many
What
tunes.
was it called? Was it called T4, that channel? I can't remember.
Yeah, T4. Yeah,
T4, right? Yeah, and it was like live.
All right, guys. All right, enough of
Yeah,
this. You know what? I don't even want to know your top 5. Fuck that shit. Yeah, let's move on. Unless you want to pick up like an MC that Jazz. I'd love to know a couple of names, not your favorites of all time or top 5, all that. Just people that have influenced you that you've listened to.
I was going to say, let's do the influence one.
Yeah,
it's a little bit more interesting.
It's better.
Kaiser's influenced me.
Yes,
Nas has influenced me.
no doubt.
Skinny Man has influenced me. Big Punisher has influenced me.
Oh shit! Dead in
We
the
didn't
middle,
even mention Pun.
little.
Yeah,
did
we
know
didn't
that.
even mention.
But I'm saying it as somebody who's a little bit of a kind of flowy rapper in it, a bit of a wordplay.
Pun would body anybody.
Yeah, but Pun,
Body
I'm
anybody.
sorry. When people put up Biggie and Pun and people like that, I'm like, they didn't do enough to get
anniversary to win
into. Yeah, Big Pun. One of my favorite tunes of him is "I gave you fair warning. Beware, beware, beware."
Yeah.
Ah,
He did
It's
a
the
lot.
first
He
track
did a
of
lot.
Capital
People,
Punishment after the skit, innit?
yeah.
when you awaken, your manhood will be taken. Faking like you Satan
Faking
when I'm the
rhyming
rhyming abomination.
Woo-wee. No, but go on, Jazz. Go on, hit us.
Come on,
Anyone
man.
else, or you're good? That was good. Skinny Man. Is
Flipping loads of people like Terra Firma,
yeah.
Task Force. Just when like in your own bars and you listen back and you're like, that sounded like Skinny or something, and nobody else would probably notice, but that was a little, what Scribbly used to call them, scrolls. That was a Skinny Man scroll. Like just like the cake, like it. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? Like X was like, I don't know if. Yeah, I guess it probably has influenced me. X. I like a theatrical rapper. I like
X?
theatrics. DMX.
X?
Sorry, DMX.
Oh, DMX.
Not Exhibit.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say
he's
the DMX Exhibit. What do you think?
Yeah, I like theatrics in rap, especially when I was younger. I like quite dramatic stuff. I noticed. I say that, but then Prodigy is one of my favorite rappers.
What about Ghostface? You can't get more dramatic than Ghostface on that tune. What's that tune?
but
Tears. Yeah.
I know what you mean.
He's
But
like
there's
emotional. He's
almost
crying.
not much.
Yo, you keep getting cut off, man. What's going
I
on?
know. Let me try and just stay really still.
Yeah.
There's not much. I don't know. Yeah, Ghostface is like, something wrong with my
We thought we were rolling. We thought, oh, you know what? I'm gonna. Yeah.
I can't. Oh, there we go.
Ghostface is kind of too.
Yeah, Ghostface
unique.
isn't my favorite. He's sick, but I don't know. Like and same with Jay-Z. There's something about him. I can't quite gauge your personality enough.
You know what? With Ghostface, I saw an interview. I saw an interview with Ghostface recently, and he was saying how people come up to him and go, "Yo, that lyric you did was so sick. Oh, that lyric," and they were like, "Oh, what does this mean? What does this mean?" And he was like, "Yo, I'm just chatting shit, yo." He's like, "I don't know what the fuck I mean half the time." You know
I
what I mean?
believe
He's
that.
like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Oh, right, okay." You know what I mean? He just says stuff that sounds cool. Doesn't have to mean anything,
which is
you know?
fine.
Of course, beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you do it in the way Ghostface does, I'll pay to listen to that. You know what I mean? All good.
I think Method Man's probably my favorite Wu-Tang rapper. Probably.
Ooh, I love Inspector Deck, man. You know what I mean? I'm an Inspector Deck guy. I love them all. Great. And Method Man, without a doubt, when I saw Wu-Tang live, it was basically the Method Man show. They were all there, but they were all just sat in the background chilling.
It's about the collective, really, isn't it?
Huh?
It's about the collective, really. But for me, my favorite thing about Wu-Tang is 36 Chambers. Like, I really struggle with this kind of separating of things. I don't know how to explain it. But the way my brain works isn't really like that. The things that mean the most to me aren't usually a person. It'll be like this album or that era or this. It'll be something a bit more patchworky than being able to pinpoint it into a person or a group. Yeah, that's why I don't like those questions so much.
It's often hard to express that stuff. And a lot of people, when they do pinpoint stuff like that, they probably don't even mean it. They probably do mean like a whole thing, but then they, in an interview format, they're going to have to try and narrow it down to something, but that's with everything. Everything's so fluid, everything goes in and out of everything else, but Themos, come on, hit us, man. Some influences for you, man. Hello?
I'm listening. It's nice listening to other people's ideas on hip hop, man. Axel, Leon, Prodigy, and Nas.
Axel
that would be my top
three. Who? Axel what?
What was the first one?
Axel Leon.
Who's the
Axel Leon?
Yeah,
he's like a Puerto Rican American guy who I just think is the best kind of technical rapper I've ever heard in my life.
Well, better than Pun, Puerto Rican.
Yeah, better than Pun, because you could always see, like, you see what you just did, like dead in the middle of little. It's all the same sort of sound. That's fine. That's cool. That's amazing. That's
not the
brilliant.
best part of Pun did by a long shot.
No, exactly.
By a long shot.
I know.
That wasn't all that. That
kind of upsets me when people bring that up.
That annoys me too.
But
I agree. I don't think it's a great lyric either, but it's kind of his standout.
It's
lyric
sick, but it's not.
Apparently, when he recorded that, I saw an interview with Fat Joe. Apparently, he said that as a joke, like just to make the people in the room laugh. And then everyone was like, "You've got to keep that in there." And he was like, "No, man, it's a throwaway joke line." Like he was like packing a Mac in the back of the act. You know what I mean? Like he used to do things like that. That was just a skit on his album. He didn't even put that on a tune. You know what I mean? And they blatantly used to sit around and joke like that. You know what I mean? Them guys. It sounds like that's the type of people they are. And
Big Pun used to sleep with the lyric book like resting on his tits, and he used to sleep and then wake up with the bars and write a few bars and then bang, just fall back to sleep.
I nearly got an Instagram ban for sharing that album cover, by the way, where he's got his hands over I think it's his wife, actually. And she's got nipple covers on and everything, and he's holding her boobs and she's holding the golden deck in it.
Yeah, free the nipple, man. Free the nipple.
But her nipples aren't in it. Anyway,
so Maddie, I'm going to send you something from Axel Leon, so you can play it at this part of the podcast, right?
Okay.
I'll send you something, so when you do the editing, you can see the listeners can hear.
All right, so then I have to freeze frame us. So everyone stand in a position that you like to be freeze framed while I play the song. All right, 1, 2, 3.
Heard they caught him in the parking lot slipping, putting holes in his car, and I ain't parking lot pimping. Truth, they threw him in the trunk, parked him in a random car garage. The cops went car garage picking. Big dog, you just bark a lot. This a dog park, my teeth show, my leash off your leash. Well, it don't matter if it's off or not. Silence, I find him, I'ma line him like a barbershop. It's hard to watch him knowing that it's hard to stop. Think it through thoroughly. We lynch or pinch him in between the tips of 2 Cherokees. Then grip him till his hips are blue and lips are blue burgundy. Then hold him till he's swollen like when bitches do surgery. We different, you worry about the difference, you worry me. Burberry, blueberry hues, why you wishing someone out to blueberry me? Spanish chick saw me, said, very nice, very bright, very blue. She my Betty Boo, certainly. Royal be the crew, spending royal blue currency. Might be the biggest wave any currency. Toe bars, no waiting, let's bogard the game. They got no bars, we making a boneyard. The famous so-called artists for claiming they go hard and paint. They want no parts, cause space in the OR is taken, just no God.
All right, okay, good. There we go. All right. What about this tune?
Nas. And the thing is about Jay-Z, the thing about Jay-Z is no matter when he came out, I remember when he not came out, but I remember when he started getting big.
But he's
and I
gay.
used to
Sorry.
sitting with my friends saying, "Yo, what is it with this guy? He's just talking. Like, how can you like his voice? Rare." Because at the time, everyone was like going off and going nuts, yeah. And then Jay-Z had that kind of really just talking kind of style at the time for me. And I used to argue with people all the time in college and that, like, what do you mean, man? He's whack. But every time you listen to something like The Evils or, whatever, and you go back to Jay-Z's albums like The Blueprint and Reasonable Doubt, every time I sit there and I think, oh, shit, like this guy has got some serious albums.
Don't you think Nas is quite talky? Because one thing I loved about Nas is that he sounds like he's just talking to you and it all just happens to flow and rhyme perfectly.
But he doesn't have a dull, boring voice. He's kind of like, yo, let me tell you about Queensbridge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, you're there. Whereas Jay-Z sounded like a bit more commercial. And even when you hear Jay-Z talk normally, you're like, what? Doesn't sound like a kind of
Jay-Z,
rapper.
I felt like I couldn't feel his emotions at all. Like he might be a total narcissist.
But then some of the songs where the guy goes to jail because of him and they used to shot crack together and all that, and you're like, yo, the emotion in it is crazy. But for me, because Nas wrote some of the lyrics to his first album when he was like 16, 17, I just can't get over it. I can't put someone better than that.
Without a doubt.
I mean, you ask all those guys that you said, they all say, yo, when Nas came out and dropped that thing, forget about it. Just forget about it.
But Nas
when I said
himself,
I like dramatic, Nas is a cinematic rapper. It's like cinema.
But Nas himself, you ask him who he thinks the greatest MC of all time, he'll tell you Rakim. He took his whole style. He took everything.
Everybody says Rakim is the greatest MC of all time.
He's of his time. You know what I mean? You ask any kid now about Rakim, they probably wouldn't even know what the fuck you're talking about. That's the fucked up thing. But you ask that kid, who's your favorite rapper? He'll mention someone. And even he probably might not know who Rakim is. But if you ask him who his favorite rapper is, that guy will know who Rakim is.
You might know who Dave is. And to me, Dave is like a Nas.
Oh, yeah. Dave is
like,
dope.
He proper Nases me out.
He Nases me out, bro. You're Nasing me out here, man.
And
Nasing me out, son?
For me, Nas is subjectively, Nas is better than Jay-Z. For me.
Yeah, same.
But objectively, I put Jay-Z above. Because I think I
don't even know what these words mean, man. Nas is better than Jay-Z.
Is it because of Omi? Shorty, say what's your price?
Yeah. No. Because Jay-Z, he developed and evolved and moved with the times better than Nas did. I love Nas for that. I love that Nas didn't. Yeah, I love Nas that he didn't. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to be objective here. Yeah, anyway.
Subjective, objective, non-objective.
Let me play another tune recommended by Jaz Kahina.
Oh, what's that to me?
By the way, thank you, Jaz, for joining us, man. Really appreciate you joining us.
I'm glad you're grateful. I'm wondering if we're starting to regret it.
Why?
What do you mean?
Silly.
I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have started on the pints.
Don't be silly.
Definitely,
you're amazing. And also, Jaz,
get on the pints.
Jaz, I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you the. I'll send you it before I post it, and you let me know if you want anything cut out or anything. Which I don't think you should. No, nothing's getting cut out.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see you in the fucking Rose Garden then. Rose Garden, 3 a.m. I'm going to be wearing a Timberland and an all-leather AV.
Yeah.
Boom, baby.
All right.
Okay. Come on, let's do it.
Let's go. Lisa and Cult Jam.
Yes.
Let the beat hit him. This is such a wicked tune. Although it starts off amazing, but then about halfway through it gets a bit shitty. I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't. No, it
I'll probably cut it off.
The manic bit.
Let's see.
Bit with a whistle. Doom, doom.
Let's listen to the tune first and let's see how it goes. All right.
In order to play with this record, you must tune your bass to ours.
Look out.
I love that.
That's a Donald Byrd.
Rock the house,
sample. Jaz Kahina is throwing some moves right now, man.
All right.
This sequence is repeated several times. Listen to it from a location midway between the loudspeakers.
1, 2, 3, bass.
LL, get funky.
I want to do the running man to this, man. You got to do the running man.
I'm desperate. I want to get the knee pads out and do the whole like.
Let's have some fun. Rock the house, y'all.
Yeah, this bit. I don't like this bit.
Sick, bro.
Nah.
Shut up and dance. Shut up and dance.
Can you dig that?
Yeah, man, I can dig it.
That is an all-time banger. I can't remember what year that came out. Probably in the 80s at some point.
I don't know
right?
either, but it's one of them tunes I heard before I had any reference to anything, if that makes sense, where I didn't know who it's by, where it's from.
Yeah.
But it's a good representation of the type of music.
Oh, it brings you back. It brings you back to those innocent times, man. Just sampling like fuck. Just a million samples in a song. No one getting sued.
The shit that I started listening to that made me really latch onto music was like that shit, jungle and stuff like that uses all these fucking mad vocal samples.
Yeah.
And like there's something I still really love about that, like just these snatches of voices, and they're like usually distorted in some way, and you got no idea who that is, where they said it's from film, from whatever.
Yeah.
And like all these different fucking jarring noises and shit. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah. It's incredible, man. And that actually, that sample that was used in that tune, the main one, doom, 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 that's a Donald Byrd sample that was sampled on one of my favorite hip hop tunes by Main Source, Looking at the Front Door. That's such an incredible tune. So it's the same sample. So when I remember when you suggested it and I downloaded it for the show, I was like, oh shit, that's the same one as incredible stuff, man. Yeah, I love that shit, man. And it's mad you bring up jungle, because the other song that I suggested is going to be a jungle track. So you know.
Oh, is it?
Were you a jungleist back in the day?
Well, because I'm from Hackney, innit? And I reckon, because what I used to do is I used to twiddle the radio dial and I just record what I liked. And I think I probably was picking up Cool FM, innit?
Yes.
This is when I'm like 10 or whatever. This is 95.
100%.
Did Cool FM start in 95, in fact? Like 94, 95? I don't know.
Started,
but I was recording jungle on my little radio mixtapes. And I would get really obsessed with these 30-second snippets I had. But I had no way of finding out what it was. I didn't even know what a fucking record shop was probably when I was 10. And I'm like, there's still tunes that I'm never going to find. I'm never going to find them again. But I've still got the thing in my head, the little melodies in that. And sometimes I won't do it now. But sometimes I'll be like, do you know this tune? And then I'll do it. And then it's like,
you know what? I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed because the tune I want to play, the jungle tune I want to play, I couldn't remember the name of it. I just remembered that there was a little trumpet part in it. But luckily, I've got friends of mine who were jungle DJs from back in the day, and I just left them a voice note. I left about 3-4 people just going, like humming the tune. What is this?
I love that. I love it when you get it.
Yeah.
Go on.
And the thing is, I told them, I was like, I've sent it to Thingy and Figgy, and I want to see who comes back first. You know what I mean? And so they were like, trying to find out.
Flexing their knowledge.
Exactly, man.
But I love the ones with them sped up. They're usually American, and it used to make the vocal sample sound very aggressive. Only the strong survive.
Yeah. And I think that was one of the early times.
I'm from older jungle than that, when it was like all dancehall and Jamaican.
Jamaican.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sex me, baby. Like
Yes.
that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that too.
But I think that was for me one of the early times, like you were saying, Jazz, where I was discovering what sampling even was. You know what I mean? Because I'll be like, oh, I know that.
Yeah, exactly.
When I raise my trigger finger, all your beep hit the deck. And I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I've heard that. I know where that's from. You know what I mean? And then you'd be like, oh shit. So they just took it straight from the fucking record. I was like, how the hell did they do it? And then I think that's kind of
Maddie, you used to do that. Remember that junk? You used to do this every day, about 100 times a day for about 2 years. You remember that tune? The actual tune wasn't that good, but the intro was on Jungle Mania 2 or Jungle Mania 1.
Yeah,
and he
I
used to
love that.
Where's my teams? Where my teams? In the glove compartment.
Yeah.
Pass it, Ruben. Don't kill him, man. Don't kill him. You used to go around doing that. I swear to God.
He goes, oi.
Pussy, come here. You couldn't a pussy or your chief.
Yeah, I used to do that all the time. But that
Where my teams? Where my teams?
That
They're in
wasn't-
the glove compartment.
Yeah.
Pass it.
That wasn't a sample though. That was a straight up skit that they recorded.
Yeah, I know, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
used to love that.
I love that bit.
that. Don't kill him, man. Don't kill him.
Yeah. Get in the car, man. Get in the car. Oh man, that Jungle Hits Volume 1.
Slamming vinyl bags and shit. Yeah, man.
Man, that was an incredible. Obviously, it had the incredible Wicked, Jungle is Mustard. That tune was so big.
Do you remember outside Ealing Broadway? There was a geezer. Everyone used to go to Ealing Broadway Station because he used to sell the tapes outside. Jungle Mania 1, Jungle Mania 2, and we all used to just go to
I've
Ealing.
got a few jungle tapes in my. These are tape drawers, by the way.
Yo.
Got a few.
Nice.
Amazon, Heat versus Fever.
You know what I used to do in raves? Yeah? I used to go like Best of British and Bagley's and fucking telepathy.
Bassman and Trigger. Telepathy. In the corner.
But check
Shaky
this out.
finger.
Yeah. But I used to go to these raves.
Yeah,
check this
same.
out. This is what I used to do. Because of the tape deck, obviously every rave, they used to record it. And then the next rave you'd go, you could buy the tape deck.
The tape pack
Of the last rave that happened.
Cassettes.
And what I used to do, because I clocked that, and I used to go to the bar. I used to ask them for a piece. I used to ask them for a piece of paper and a pen at the bar when I was buying a drink, and I used to write down all the names of all the crew that I was with at that rave, and then I'd make my way to the front of the rave to the MC, and I used to give them the piece of paper.
No way!
And they used to big up all the people, you know, because
sick.
and then we'd buy the tape deck, the next one, and I'd rewind it and forward it to the part, and I'd be like, there you go, you know. I used to do that at every rave.
Sick. And that's you for the rest of fucking cemented in history.
I did it so many times, man. So I'm on all them fucking tape decks, man, from One Nation, fucking all them. And I used to always do it with.
Listen out for you. I've got One Nation in
Check
there.
them out, and it would. I would usually pick a moment like one of my favorite, Andy C or Brock, and fucking and Det was on and Skibber. You know what I mean? Man, those were the fucking days.
Go to your coffin, burn scorching, say no to the yellow.
With the massive blow, massive blow. Oh my god! Look, let me play this tune, man, because this tune,
yes, please.
This tune is by MA2, which I found out is later he changed his name to DJ SS, Bad Man DJ, and he made this tune. It's called "Hearing Is Believing." This is the tune I was trying to find out what the fucking name of the tune was, because there's a trumpet part in it. Yeah, there's a trumpet part in it where it goes bam bam bam. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, and the thing is, when we used to go to the rave, there's a little story behind it. I'll tell afterwards. We used to.
That's what you used to do in the Rose Garden when it was kick-off time. Get the bugle out.
No. Yeah.
May the battle commence.
Exactly. Exactly. But no, but in the rave, whenever that tune came on, because there was a big tune. It came out in 1994. So I was like 14, 15. I used to go to raves when I was 14. Even these it was 18 and
with your Arab moustache, you get in, man, leaving me
outside,
leaving me outside to get jacked.
And also, I was good friends with Riddler, MC Riddler. His cousin his cousin Rusbay, who I was
Rusbay.
friends
Big
with.
up
Me and
Rusbay,
Frez, he went to Frez's school, and so he used to get us into every rave. We used to just go, and we used to be on stage and everything. Bagley's, I don't know if you know Bagley's.
I used to go to One Love every month, Bagley's, when I was 14, 15.
Did you ever notice above,
Uh-huh.
if you ever looked up, there
Yeah.
was a walkway that used to go above the crowd where the bouncers used
Yeah,
to look
yeah,
down and clock who's dealing, who's not
You
dealing.
could do that, but it was still fucking shithole. There's still like blood and glass and
Yeah.
drugs everywhere. They weren't fucking
Yeah.
doing much up there.
Exactly.
It was
but,
fucked.
But I used to go up there and rave.
Yeah.
I used to
Is
be up
it?
in there. And I thought it was mad because I used to find a girl that I used to chat to. You know, I'd like link a chick in the rave and I'd be like, do you want to go up there? And I used to take them up there. That was like my move. I used to go take
Walkway
them
in
up.
the sky.
Yeah, and then try and like show
Down
up a
to the
little.
peasants.
Like I know the MC, man. I know the MC. You know
That's
how it was.
Yeah.
And but anyway, let me play this tune, man. This is called "Hearing Is Believing." MA2, DJ Hector. From 1994. 1994 it came out.
It is the bugle.
Wait till the bass line comes in. Oh my days.
When they used to mix this in, when they used to mix that in, you know what I mean?
But when the trumpets come in, we all used to salute.
Everybody knew.
We all used to salute. We all used to salute the DJ. Yeah, everyone was
Ready to lick your tree, sir.
Yeah. Come we go Rose Garden, blood.
I swear this is a bugle. I don't know why I know it's a bugle, but deep down I reckon it's a bugle.
Like fox hunting.
Yeah.
They're going fox hunting.
Exactly. I know this tune. I know this tune.
Yeah, everyone knows it.
Yeah, come on, girl.
Wait, wait till the bass line drops. Wait till the bass line drops.
Now hear this. Now hear this.
Yeah, I fucking love that tune, man. And it just reminds me of a time when,
Banger.
because of MC Riddler, we all used to go to the raves, and it was an Options nightclub in Kingston. Yeah.
Options,
Everyone knew about options. Because you could get in there when you were 10.
Yeah.
That was the
I've never
only
heard of
place.
it.
Yeah.
I'm just laughing at the name.
Now, Options nightclub in Kingston, it's not there anymore. It doesn't
Reminds
exist.
me of like a nighttime Nesquik or something. Options.
Yeah, exactly. Options.
Yeah, but yeah,
Belgian
in
chocolate.
West, everyone knew that because you could get in when you were 10.
No, but this
I
rave
see.
was an under 18s rave. I was 14
Oh,
years
well,
old
there you go.
at the time.
Proper sticky
and it was
finger
an
in the
under
corner.
18, yeah. And we went with a big crew of us. We all went on the 65 bus from Ealing. We went down there. Riddler got us all in. You know what I mean? And Stevie Hyper D was there. Rest in peace.
Oh, come on.
Rest in
Come
peace.
on, he's better than Nas and Jay-Z and
Yeah.
all your mates.
Stevie
Cool
Hyper.
Bird and all of your mates.
He's
Sorry.
You keep getting cut off, Jazz.
Never
man. Yo.
apologize.
Oh, am I getting cut off?
Apologize.
A little
Because
bit.
my fucking sound card is sick of my shit.
Oh my
That's
God.
why.
No, but Stevie Hyper D, rest in peace. He was a Don Dapper MC, you know what I mean? And I saw him, Stevie Hyper D, and Andy C. And he brought out Andy C. He goes, yo, this is a new guy. He's only 17 years old. He's new to the scene. And then Andy C came on. Obviously, we were like, oh, yeah, cool. And he dropped all these tunes. He dropped that tune. He dropped Chopper. Remember Chopper?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Yeah. Incredible.
That was a good impression.
Thank you.
And
Wait
yeah.
for my moment.
And we all used to salute the DJ when that tune came on. Bam, bam, bam. We all salute. And
now I'm really upset, man, because now I'm thinking about Stevie Hyper D.
yeah, he's in my top 5. Objective top 5. It's Rakim, KRS-One, Stevie Hyper D.
Rock him and Stevie Hyper D. But who would win a fight in the Rose Garden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Stevie Hyper would batter them, man, there. In a Moschino shirt.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, Stevie I was
Moschino.
incredible. What was the
Stevie
big lyric
Wonder
that the
Cool,
Stevie?
Cool FM started in 1991, by the way.
91. Oh, okay. It probably was Cool FM I was picking up on my.
Yeah.
What used to bug
receiver.
me? What used to bug me about those radio shows was the MCs used to chat a lot over the tune. You'd be like, just shut up for a second. Sometimes.
And they say the same word.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was it. And you were like, yeah, he's saying phenomenum.
Yeah, they were free namanaming all over the fucking track. And you're like,
it
yo.
was only phenomenum. That's why I'm called theme.
Yeah.
Or it was just ma. Or it was just ma. Bad boy freedom.
You know what? Yeah. This kind of goes into, and I'd love to hear Jazz's perspective on this. As an MC, I think I even mentioned this on the podcast before. For me, there's two things for an MC. There's content, what you're talking about, and then there's how you sound right in the beat. Yeah. For me, how you sound right in the beat is more important than the content. The content is important. I'm not saying
Content's the bottom of the fucking list.
Yeah. I mean, it seems so nowadays.
So you can take your KRS-One education.
Yeah,
piss off.
But he sounded ill on the beat.
No, the reason I say bottom of the list, right, is I kind of take issue. Yeah. Like, content is there whether you like it or not. Yeah. Whereas flow everything can be shit. But I have the opinion that content can never be shit because content is always there and it's always subjective and it's always dependent on how the content gets delivered. So for me, I struggle to put content in any kind of hierarchy compared to other elements purely because I think content is dependent on the other elements and therefore don't get put in.
How many times have you been to
to
a studio or gone to feature on someone's track and they're like, oh yeah, what's the concept? They say that to me. I'm like, what are you talking about, concept, bruv? I'm coming to rap. You know what I mean? Oh, no, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how it was back when... No, bruv. I'm coming to spit on the record and I'm going to go. That's it. And it's going to be hard.
I don't mind a bit of guidance. My pet peeve is if somebody tries to get me to do like the woman's bit on a track.
That would piss me off. That would piss me off.
That's
yeah.
No, but I've heard DJ Premier. I've heard DJ Premier in when he's been interviewed about Gangstar and songs they used to make. Apparently, Guru used to write the titles of the songs. He used to just
that's
write.
How they title. That's how Primo would title his tracks, right? Before they were written.
So they would name the song. They would put it on a blackboard on the wall. The names of all the tracks. Yeah.
Code of the Streets.
Code of the Streets. Tons of guns. You know what I mean? Whatever. Mass Appeal. Whatever it might be. And then Primo would go off, make the beat that he thinks suits that thing, and then obviously Guru would write the lyrics.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. and apparently Above the Clouds, if you I saw an interview with Inspector Deck, and he said how he came to the studio, to D&D studio wherever in New York, and he met Guru and Premier, and Guru just said to him, yo, we're talking about the heavy mental, you know, about what's like. He just gave him like a sentence so he could at least have a platform to jump off from. And I think as an MC, and it's not about, oh, you got to have a heavy, deep concept, but surely theme, you know, you want like, you know, I like songs that have a certain concept to them. Not a deep, like I said, like Pharoah Monch with the Stray Bullet, where it's really precise little, but you got to have like a thing. Oh, we're talking about girls this time. Oh no, we're talking about back in the days on this tune. Oh no, we're talking about theme. You're just like, nah, let me rap, motherfucker.
Dead.
Just battle rhyme.
And what I would do is I would use it really. So if someone said, "Oh, we're talking about, you know, grey t-shirts or whatever gash there was they wanted to talk about," I would like mention it once or twice, and that would be it. But like people, you know, we like rappers like Logic or the dudes from Caxton Press or dudes like that who are like good rappers and come up with concepts and come up with like I don't do actual meaningful tunes. I rap for me, bruv. I rap for my own mental health to get something out of myself, and that's it. I don't care about, and I don't want to hear about all your political dramas, bro.
But the irony is,
LBC.
The irony is, it probably is more meaningful to talk about, to project what's going on in yourself than to talk about what's out there.
You know what I mean?
Probably is more meaningful.
You can, yeah, you probably naturally do it anyway. But
No,
so
I
someone
didn't.
would say, "Oh,
I didn't
we're
used to do
we're
that.
talking about green," and I'd be like, "Okay, fine.
Green.
What a surprise! We're talking about marijuana. Oh,
Yeah.
isn't that? No one's ever done that."
Do you know, I'm an uncollaborative person. I have to say.
Yeah, me too, man.
I'm quite a Lone Ranger.
I'm just selfish. If
Jaz.
I'm writing for myself, I'll write 1,000,000 bars. If I got to write for you, it'll take me 19 years, and I come up with 4 bars and not like them and say, "I'm not doing it, bruv. Sorry."
No, but man, I could imagine, especially in the 90s, a lot of the tunes that they were like, "Oh, I've got a nice cut for this chorus." You know what I mean? The DJ would come with the mad, like the producer.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt. I got an example. I got a really good example.
Go for it.
You remember Farms? Farms did like a challenge recently where he did a challenge recently, and it was on like some tune that him and Jess did about
Cosmic
planets
Gypsy.
and-
Cosmic
Gypsy.
Yeah.
And
That
every
baffled
single
me.
wanker on there.
I was like, Cosmic Gypsy? What year is this?
Yeah, wait.
Yeah, well, everyone has to go on
it?
about it.
Wait,
Yeah, no,
Beam,
go on.
your one was sick, man. But yeah, go on. I might play it in this, man.
Oh,
Do you know why my one was sick?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't in it. And I was taking the piss. So my intro was, "Oh, what I've got to do is I've got to rap about spaceships and astronauts, and then they'll really think I'm down. Then I might get in task force." But bruv, every single one of them, it was like, "Yo, floating through the Star Trek, shooting lasers at the beams. You see, like, and all that kind of mystical bollocks, bruv.
Yeah.
That's gash. I don't want to hear.
I'm not
that.
really into
I want to
that.
hear how rappers can rap.
I'm not really into fantasy realms when it comes to
Exactly.
rap. Like, I don't mind fantasy, but it has to, like, earth-based fantasy. But I'm the same. I'm the same in like most, not just rap, but like in general. If I was going to read a book, it wouldn't be about that either.
You don't like sci-fi movies?
Yeah, but sci-fi doesn't mean it's about. Sci-fi could literally be about anything.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, some sci-fi. No, like let me try and think of one. Yeah, like dragons and swords and shit doesn't appeal to me.
Oh, so
I
you
mean, it
didn't-
might be sick. I'm not saying I'd never ever watch anything, but in general, like I can do space.
You'd never see Jazz leave the Rose Garden and go to Games Workshop afterwards.
I was gonna say you didn't like our Dungeons and Dragons episode, did you like?
Oh my fucking god! Yeah, I skipped over it, and I was like, and then when I finished what was available, I went, all right, let me do the fucking. I got so into this fucking episode, I didn't want it to end.
Yes,
and I was gonna say,
I love
please do a little side dungeon. Please let me play. I want to play. I want to play.
Genuinely,
if you do like a little side, I'm fucking on it.
Yeah, but my brother, he got way too drunk. He regrets it. I've chatted to him since. He's like, "Oh, yo, I can't believe." He really got pissed off. He was like, "I can't believe I got so drunk." Like,
yeah.
You got cut off, Jazz.
Jazz, if you want to do it, we'll do it.
Yeah. No, but Jazz.
Yes, I'm fucking on it. I was so fucking into it.
Listen, Jazz, my brother is a big fan of yours. Genuinely. Him and his missus,
nice.
they're massive fan of yours. If you want to do another episode of Dungeons and Dragons, and with us, the graffiti hip hop,
Talal will slip off his chair.
The fact it was about like graph is what made like I wouldn't do it if it weren't about graph. But I was seeing it all and shit. I was like, because I am a bit of a nerd in it. I like gaming and I like books and shit.
And hip hop.
But if it's not about anything I'm interested in, it's a bit different.
Yeah.
But anyway, and hip hop,
So you down?
Yeah.
Are you down to do one?
100%.
Okay, boom. All right.
I was fucking pissing myself. The fucking Venezuelan culo player every time. Name I was pissing myself.
Inflatable culo, yo. I'm so glad to hear that, man. Because I don't know, it was a bit of a.
That was like my favorite episode.
Oh my god! Because it was a bit of a long shot. I don't know if people would get into it. You know what I mean?
It is a long shot. It's a massive long shot.
Yeah, but I'm glad to hear that.
Hey, Jazz, for real. What's your last name? Where's your last name from? Like, what's your root?
Algerian, but Berber Algerian. So
Oh.
Berbers are like an indigenous.
Yeah.
Man, proper Algerian.
It's not exactly a race of people, but I'm not Arab. I'm Berber, basically.
Yeah, I know Berbers.
Tu parles français, toi?
Oui, je parle un peu de français.
Ah, ouais. Are you into any French hip hop?
Bulgaria.
You into French hip hop?
French hip hop is sick.
clair.
I mean, bah oui, hein? Bah oui.
On dit quoi?
Admittedly, I don't listen to it, but it's fucking sick when I do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love French hip hop.
French hip hop is fucking sick, man. It sounds good too.
And the thing is, in France,
next week, because I've not been allowed to do any tunes this week. I'm going to bring French tunes next week.
Yeah, okay, correct. Cool. Well, you know what? Actually, you just reminded me because last episode
Cool story.
I told people to recommend Jay Dilla songs because this episode is going to drop the next day after Jay Dilla, but I've scrapped that now. I might do it for the next episode, but maybe not. Maybe we do French hip hop in the next one. I don't know. But anyway, the thing about France and hip hop, in France, there's a law that any radio station, any TV station, they have to play 70% has to be French made content. Yeah. So for example, if you have a hip hop radio show in France, you have to play no wait, maybe I got it twisted. Maybe it has to be 30%. Anyway,
no.
there's a
70% French music.
There's a certain amount where by law you have to play French made content. Yeah, we don't have that in England. That's why when you listen to Westwood or whatever, it was all American fucking shit. Yeah, when we were coming up.
Yeah,
and that's what now in France they have.
Although a lot of the UK shit I did get off Shorty Blitz and Ted Big Ted show.
Yes, and big up DJ MK
Chubby
as
show,
well.
Kiss 100 put me on to quite a few different
people talk about that like it's a good thing, but it actually came from like a racist independence thing. In France.
What nationalistic cunts?
No. Okay, maybe. I mean, I don't know the history behind
it. But that's where it came from. That's why we don't like to share our recipes. That's why we don't like to do this. That's why we don't like you come here. It's all these normal. Yeah, it's because of Algeria and Morocco and Senegal, basically.
Oh, I never thought of
and
it.
And they were like, yo, you got to stop playing these kind of tunes because you're not playing like Johnny Hallyday.
I see.
You
have to play.
That makes
because
sense.
Morocco and Algeria, they have mad tunes and they have mad rap and they have mad.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, they didn't want people like Zidane to play for France.
Wow.
Because they'd be like, yo, he's not French. And now they're like, he's the
whole
king
team
of
France.
Yeah.
Yo, that's
it's actually
interesting.
because of that.
I never realized that, man. Because I always praised that. I thought we should have that in England. We should have homegrown stuff.
People
being
say
played.
it all the time to me, and I'm like, yeah, it's great. But it's only great in hip hop, really. That's the only time it's great. You know what I mean? But
to be fair, in this country, we have a very healthy. Like the chart, the UK people do fucking well in the charts. Central C and all them, man.
Yeah,
they're fucking smashing it. I think. I actually don't know.
Well, when I say to
me.
Yeah, well, no, they are, man. I mean, they're getting minted, buying houses for their Mars and all that massive kind of lifestyle stuff. Yeah. But when you talk about to Johnny Foreigner, dirty little Johnny Foreigner, when you tell him about English music and you say, listen, man, and when I speak to my missus and the wife, she doesn't understand. I'm like, yo, the Beatles, Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, like all these people. She's like, holy shit. And England is tiny. And
you know, I was a massive Blur fan in primary school.
Blur, Oasis, Heartlife. Yeah.
Now when that whole Blur Oasis thing, I was super hip hop. I was like this. I had fucking.
You were mugging those.
That's
guys.
true.
Those guys are skater guys.
When I reached that age, I was 2, but at the time I was 10, and a lot of my influences come from my older sister. But I also got into like Chili Peppers, Nirvana, Cypress Hill,
Green Day.
So it was like the grunge.
Metallica.
It was a mixtape era, so you'd have all them people on the same fucking mixtape, basically.
Yeah. No, it's a mad journey because I was big on Nirvana. I was big on Guns N' Roses, Michael Jackson, all that stuff. But then once I discovered hip hop, I became super narrow minded. I was like, if it ain't hip hop, it's whack. But then I realized.
Literally. Word.
Yeah, but then I realized later, like a little bit later on when I turned 18, 19, 20, then I realized, oh shit, they're sampling these people, Donald Byrd, fucking Stevie Wonder, James Brown. Then I started discovering that music and I was like, oh shit, that like when I started actually buying records and stuff, and then that opened my world to a whole bunch of other stuff, man. But now in my old age, I'm not old age, but you know what I mean, now I can really, and I think what you brought up earlier, like the nostalgic factor, tunes I hated when I was 14, 15, now when I listen to them, because they have that nostalgic factor, I'm like, oh, like Spice Girls and fucking give me the 11,
I had a massive chip on my shoulder about them then, because I was a girl, innit? And they were sold
girl
to
power.
Girl power. And my little spidey sense went off and I was like, bitch, how?
Yeah.
And like literally at school, I did a speech at the summer fair when people were doing performances. I did a speech.
Yeah.
I did a speech on a megaphone.
Oh wow.
about how the Spice Girls weren't girl power and why. So
Okay.
yeah, I was.
Well, they were
precocious.
I preferred All Saints. I was in the All Saints
fucking
camp
cunts.
compared to Spice Girls.
Do you know what I hated them? Right, I used to be
Yeah.
a skater.
Okay.
Is my
Yeah.
mic still? Yeah, it is. I used
What,
to be a skater, right?
skateboarding
Yeah.
or rollerblading?
Skateboarding.
Ah, okay.
Not a bin liner, skateboarder. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Yo, Jordan will get pissed off if you say that. Shout out Jordan.
Liner all the time, bin liner or the fruit beaters. No, I was a skateboarder, like a normal person.
I just want to take 1 second. Big up Jordan Grant.
Big up
He's
Jordan.
done a lot of the visuals for some of your latest stuff in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
He's
And he
incredible.
shits on. Come find me and I'll punch you in your face.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into
Anyway.
that. But Jordan is a don at the visuals. Like that guy is putting work.
Me and
man.
Jordan
Incredible.
click because we're both like I don't mean perfectionists, but I mean like we're particular. Like we all both go and watch a whole film to get the vibe of like a fucking like style we want for a video.
Well,
basically.
I can tell you one thing. Yo, Jordan, he wound me up actually because I used to do a West London warehouse party. We used to do warehouse parties, and I called him once and I told him, and he used to come all the time. And I told Jordan, I was like, "Yo, film one of the nights. You know, it'd be nice to have a little 1 minute, 2 minute clip of people dancing and stuff like that." It took him like 3 months later. I was like, "Yo, Jordan, man, where's this video?" And he was like, "No, I'm staying up all night. I'm fucking having party sleep." And he's like, "I've been working." I'm like, "Bro, you don't have to do that shit. Just fucking edit a little thing together."
Every time he does
like,
an Instagram post. Yo, man, I've been awake for 7 days, man.
He literally has.
And I'm just about to go to bed, and it's like 11 o'clock in the morning.
But he's happy as fuck.
I felt bad. I was like, Jordan, I didn't ask that because I didn't, you know what I mean? He did it as a favor because he's a brother. He's a cool motherfucker. And this was years ago. This was like over 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago. But I felt bad. I was like, bro, don't lose sleep over it. Just edit a little fucking 2 minutes. He was like, no, he had the lights and it was crazy. But it was an incredible video. I'll put the link below.
This is the thing, yeah.
Really good video.
I need the reliable people that know that like care in it about the detail that I care about, basically.
He cares, man.
He's very good at what he does.
And he's dope
he's very good
at what he
man.
does, no doubt. Salute
very
Jords every time.
Exactly.
Yo, let's go. Okay, look, we've been chatting shit for too long, man. Let me play this last song that Jazz.
Well, a lot of people say to me, "Why do you always end the podcast early, man? It's not like a thing."
Well, I'll tell you. No, it is a thing because this. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys in
because you do the editing and I do nothing.
No, it's not just that. I love editing. It's really
You're
quick.
You're just ill as dick 300 days of the year.
I'm ill as dick. I'm ill as dick.
Jazz, you've gone a little bit quiet, Jazz.
Oh,
sorry. Yeah, a little bit quiet.
I've got to cup my microphone.
Anyway, editing is not a problem. The thing is, we use a thing called Zencaster because my brother does podcasts.
Oh my fucking
yeah,
God.
Jazz can do it.
Yeah.
Everyone's doing
That shit made me. I was screaming with laughter.
Yo,
because you know what?
Because Maddie actually does it.
You know why it's so funny? Is because there was this real sense of big and little brother dynamic.
Yeah.
Like it was coming.
100%.
It was coming through this beat. Like as a listener, it was potent. There's a power dynamic here, and Amber is dominant. And then as soon as the mockery happened, everything just leveled out. It was beautiful.
But obviously,
beautiful. It was like you just lost the.
Yo,
from then on, you just lost the
and then he gets a bit angry.
You went talal, and then everyone would go talal, and you just couldn't do anything about it. You were like obviously irritated, but
I was like, "Yo, guys, let it go, man. What the fuck?"
We've got to keep Talal going, and we've got to keep apologising to Akit.
Yeah,
Akit messaged me and she said, "I do like it that everyone apologises to me." So sorry.
It's like running jokes in the pod, man. I loved it. But listen,
and when he gets angry, he raises the Talal.
We got to get him back on the pod. I asked him if he was going to join us tonight, but he couldn't join us. He wanted to, Jazz, because Jazz is on that, but he couldn't. He's out and about. But no, we use a website called Zencaster, yeah, which he produces. This is what we're using right now. This is how we record this, and there's a limited amount of hours on it. What are you laughing at, man? What the fuck? We're going Rose Garden right now. I'm taking you both to the Rose Garden.
There was an original point.
I'm still laughing at the
Zen casting.
I'm taking you both to the Rose Garden right now. You're licking my shoe, everything, all right? But listen, Zencaster only has a certain amount of hours in it. Yeah.
How many do
per
we have?
month? Per month.
Yes,
Because he does.
right.
My brother, he actually produces and is co-hosts the Alexi Sale podcast. Alexi Sale's a legendary
That's
old
dope.
school.
Yeah, I know Alexi
You know,
Sale.
he's the Don, man. You know what I mean? And so he uses this professionally for his fucking job, basically. Yeah, and
We're rinsing it.
he allows us to use it.
We're rinsing it.
Yeah, we're rinsing it, and there's only a certain amount of hours that are allowed on it. But the thing is, it's not about amount of hours that we can't. If we go over the amounted hours, we can still record podcasts, but it doesn't produce the podcast for you. In this one, there's one button, you press it and it sorts all the levels out, makes everything cool.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we're using it. But if you go over the allocated amount of hours, if you don't pay a shit ton of money, you know what I mean? Which my brother doesn't. He might do. I mean, if we'll see what happens in the future. But so now I have to fucking do the level mixing. So guys, if you listen to this, if you might hear some fucked up shit peaking and stuff, I'm not a professional at this shit, yeah. So I'm trying to do this shit on my own. But
we need a shut up theme button, is what you're saying.
No. So
we need a shut up theme button.
Listen, I love it. We keep it natural. We go on as long as we go on. You know what I mean?
Compressor for me.
Yeah. You've gone mad quiet, Jazz. I don't know what's happened on your side. I'll sort it out in the fucking edit, but you know what I mean? It's more work.
You just said you got to press a button.
Yeah, but I can't.
Press a button and her levels are gonna be.
Am I loud now?
Yeah,
that's
now
better.
you're good.
That's better.
We've used up all the hours for this month. So I got to do this. But this,
you need to fire Alexi Sale. No, you got to do this. Give us more hours and tell Alexi he can pay for it, man.
Yeah, well, they do. You know what? Because I might start introducing a Patreon, guys. Actually, this is a great thing because I love Patreon. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I said already before, I hate adverts. I hate shit like that. I don't know. You know what I mean? Ultimately, I understand why and all this stuff, man. But I really want to avoid it as much as possible. But again, we'll see. Because I don't want to start in the future we'll do, me undies, you know what I mean? And then everyone go, Amber's gone back on his shit. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. But I'm just saying. Anyway, so shit costs money, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see what happens. And you know what? No, you know what? Let's play this tune first.
All
right, last track. Public Enemy, Rebel Without a Pause.
Brothers and sisters! Brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to. Yes.
The rhythm, the rebel.
Without pause, I'm lowering my level. The hard rhymer, where you never been, I'm in. You want styling? You know it's time again. D, the enemy, telling you to hear it. They praise the music, it's time to play the lyrics. Some say no to the album, the show. Bum rush the sound. I made a year ago. I guess you know. You guess I'm just a radical. Not on sabbatical, yes, to make it critical. The only part of your body should be partying too. Pass the power on the hour from the rebel to you.
Hey, yo, Chuck, man, I don't understand this, man. Yo, you got to slow down, man. You're losing them.
Radio, suckers never play me. All the mix, they just okay me now, known and grown. When the clock in my zone is known, sneaking and taking everything that the brother owns. My calling card, recorded and ordered. Supporter of Chesimard, loud and proud, kicking live next poet supreme. Loop for true, bazooka, the scheme. Flavor, a rebel in his own mind. Supporter of my rhyme, designed to scatter a line of suckers who claim I do crime. They on my time, dig it.
Hey, yo, Chuck, they think we taking shots. Show them this is Cold Medina, man. Come on, kick it.
Terminator X.
Cold Medina, yo.
Terminator X. Terminator X.
Yo, Jazz, this is that's the epitome of what you were talking about before, about samples layering on top and
exactly what I chose it, right? I went to Homerton Library when I was like 12 and I knew I wanted hip hop. And I got well, I rented what I could, and they had it was called Master Cuts. You remember the Master Cuts things? Master Cuts Volume 2, and it had like Black Sheep on it. It had
Engine number 9.
yeah, it had like the Humpty Dance on it. Had It's Yours on it, and it had this on it. And this, I heard this, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And like all my favorite music has always made me go, what the fuck is this? And this is one of them.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, fucking Mike.
Yeah.
Hello. Right. So,
oh, you got cut off, Jazz.
I know.
Oh, there we go.
It's just become a kind of it's removed from Talal now. It's just become a kind of a saying. Anyway, like all the way it changes fucking tempo.
Oh,
like Flavor Flav coming in, the way it changed, and I'm like, what? Like, my young mind is like genuinely confused. Like, is something wrong? Is something bad happening right now? You know, like when you're younger, you know, even like first.
Are they messing it up?
It's like Johnny just got bust in his head 2 times, man. All that, those kind of things. It didn't really occur to me they weren't real. I know it might sound dumb, but I genuinely thought these were like real things that maybe happened.
Of the tune?
Yeah, like did someone actually get fucking shot and someone was recording that? I don't know what I thought. But anyway, same with this tune. I was just like, what's going on? Like, why has that guy stopped it and he sounds worried?
Yeah.
And then just all the fucking noises, that fucking noise, like I'm not actually diagnosed with ADHD. But I'm pretty sure I have an ADHD brain. There's something about all them fucking jarring noises and shit and changes that just proper captivated me.
Incredible.
And also Chuck D, it's just that he's just fucking so fucking sure of himself.
Look, talking about subjective and objective, we can all say subjectively or objectively, Chuck D's voice is the most incredible voice.
Yeah. Like he had my attention like that. I was like, it was like a politician. It's
the rebel.
Yeah, it's like just like you're listening to him. You're listening to that, and I wanted everything to do with that.
Yeah,
and like I didn't really know how to be hip hop, and like I was saying, I used to try and be 80s. It's because I had this tape, and like the little things you can get from it. And I had like my B-boy. I've got a video over there. B-boy Championships '96. And like I used to like buy the airbrush character jumpers from Camden. Like I had this neon regatta, this fucking neon regatta raincoat, and I cut a fucking square hole in the back of it that showed my hoodie underneath. So I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but I just thought it was like, this is fresh.
Do you have a photo of that? Do you have a photo of that you can send me? And I can put.
I have no fucking photo of my stupid outfit.
This was back in the day.
Nothing.
Yeah, we stick it on the podcast.
This is but this is back.
I got a B-boy Championships '96 video.
What were you? Oh yeah.
It's over there. I was not breakdancing in it.
But I tell you what, I saw another.
Big Daddy Kane's performing in it though.
Hank Shockley, I think his name is. He's part of the Bomb Squad who produced tracks for Public Enemy, and I saw an interview with him once, and he was saying how on the making of that record, Rebel Without a Pause, that they were sat in the studio and all of them had drum machines. There was like 6-7 drum machines, and they were all just tap, and even Chuck D, Flavor Flav, all of them were getting involved. And for an hour, 2 hours, they were just sitting, triggering weird fucking sounds. Yeah. And then.
So is that not a break? Is that not a sampled break?
No, it's a break beat. They say they have the break beat going, but they're playing, they're triggering in little different samples, like, and fucking all these things for like 2 hours. Yeah. And then they listen and then they listened back to it. And then they chopped out 4 bars here. These 4 bars sound good. These 4 bars sound good. And then the way they used to judge whether it was a good tune or not, he used to play it to his girlfriend at the time. And if his girlfriend went, that sounds fucked up, they'd be like, yeah, we got a jam here now. we got a fucking...
That's joke. Do you know what's really funny about that? My daughter's been diagnosed recently with ADHD a few months ago. And she's listening to some of my tunes. She liked garage or whatever. And I thought, I remember when I heard this, the way my brain engages with music like this, that has jarring noises and layers of it. And I played it to her. She fucking loved it straight away. And I was like, fucking knew it. I knew it. Like, it's just...
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Yeah. You know what I mean?
True, but I feel like as well, there's something like I think subcultures probably have an over representation of neurodiverse people. I'd say, and I reckon that probably like neurodiverse people probably do have a little bit of a probably preference for certain types of, like even jungle.
Yeah.
They're more creative as well.
Yeah, there's just more
that's
going
true.
on.
Yeah.
Like things you can cling on to, you know what I mean? And the repetition things, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Yeah, I can see that.
Like, do you know what really helps me relax when I'm working, doing something mundane? I'll put on like some jungle, but with all that mad pitch scratching on it. It's like,
really?
Yeah, and like a proper.
Yo, you're giving me more editing work to do.
I'm about to take this mic to the motherfucking rose garden.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bury you in the motherfucking rose garden.
Wait, Jazz, when you do Talal, you do it like a proper Algerian mum. Yeah, she does it good, man.
She got the.
She's like, Talal. Yeah, she's much better than me.
I've been practicing.
Yeah.
No, it's just imitate. No, you imitate. You imitate well. It's imitation, basically.
Yeah. Yo, he's gonna love this. By the way, he's gonna fucking love this.
I might sample. Could I sample that?
Of course,
100%.
Of course,
100%.
No one will get what the fuck you're talking about, but yeah, cool. Of course,
Talal will be the like. Jazz said my name.
Yeah,
leave him alone.
For real.
I love Talal. Talal knows I love him.
He's a don. He's an absolute don, man, and respect to him. And you know what, guys? I got to round this off. This has been amazing. The time has flown by. Jazz, we're going to get you back for a Dungeons and Dragons episode.
Fucking there.
And
there.
And just again, anyway, in general, I want to get you back anyway. Yeah. You're incredible, man.
I want you to turn it off whilst Jazz is saying talal. So everyone just goes, and then you just turn it off. Yeah.
Okay. But
right.
Not yet. No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Right.
Wait, I've got one thing to say because I don't know if it was 2 or 3 episodes back. I was encouraging people to like and subscribe and all that stuff. But on Apple Podcasts, you can actually leave a 5-star review of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to encourage people again. And the thing is, 2-3 episodes ago, I said I was going to read out the 5-star reviews. Yeah. I'm not going to read them all out, but I just want to big up the people that did, if that's okay, to maybe encourage people listening right now. If you leave a 5-star review and write a little something nice about us, I'll big you up on the pod. You know what I mean? So quickly, I just want to big up my man Guy in Kingston. He said it was hilarious. Jokes podcast, one of the realest out there. I want to big up Paul.
Big up Guy.
I want to big up Paul Current. You know what I mean? He's been listening. He leaves comments on the
Paul
YouTube
Current
as well.
in the house.
He said big shout out to the Matlock crew. You know what I mean? Especially my boy Shelly D for the recommendation. All right, big up Shelly D for recommending it to him, man. You know what I mean? Keep bringing the fire. Respect to him. Oh yeah. And Ilson Town FC, that's his name. He said, yo, big up, great source of entertainment.
Sounds like suspiciously like a football club.
Yeah, I think he's a football. I think I know who the guy is. I'm pretty sure I know, but big him up as well. And Candy Bandit left a nice one. Sammy 6000 left a beautiful one. Akit left a beautiful
Sammy
one.
6000 GPC Akit, we're very sorry, and Candy Bandit.
Yes, big up Unique Reiki. I don't know. Unique Reiki. He said great content, funny and interesting.
So unique. We don't know if it's Reiki or Reiki.
Yeah, and
don't be rapey.
There's a couple more, but they didn't leave their names, so big them up, man. And guys, if you're listening to this right now, please, leave us a review, not just even for the shout out, because it helps us get up, the algorithms, man. We live in a fucking algorithm right now. Yeah, if you leave comments, if you leave reviews, it helps. That means the machine pushes it to more people.
You can't just settle things in the rose garden no more. You got to fucking virtually.
I'll take you to the rose garden and you can lick my fucking shoe.
Maddie, did you ever make a girl perfume out of putting rose petals in water?
No.
Did you ever do that?
Nah,
did
never.
you?
I fancy her around the corner, the bottom of the estate, and then you made water and put the rose petals.
I used to make mixtapes for girls.
That's when men were real men.
I used to make tapes.
Yeah.
for girls that
I'm gonna
fancy.
lips her in the rose garden. I'm gonna lips her.
No, I used to make little mixtapes for people. You know what I mean? And I don't know, Jazz. Can I make you a mixtape, Jazz? Yeah.
Go for it, man.
Like an actual.
Has to be on an actual cassette.
Yes, of course. I'm talking about.
And it has to be introduced and ended in that way.
You got to sprinkle rose water on it as well when you send it to her in the envelope, so she's it's from Maddie.
And also, you know that this tune's going to be on it.
That's
Very
it.
romantic tune. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Arms house to your mum's house. We're gonna sign off. We're gonna go 3, 2, 1.
To your mum's house. Arms house to your mum's house. Arms house to your mum's arms house to your mum's house. Arms house to your mum's arms house to your mum's house. To your